You know, I was like, you on your main channel. You can't be on your main channel and be messy now.
No, I wasn't gonna be.
You was about to be messy on your main channel.
I was about to be messy.
Hey, they gonna say I'm a bad influence, you know what I'm saying? Because you know I'm messy and petty like a bug. Okay?
Look, they hiding in the bushes already.
They already gonna be in them damn bushes. How many people you got? I already knew Jane ass was coming over.
Oh, you know that piece of doo-doo. Oh, Ruth, go in on that piece of fat.
Hey, so wait, what the fuck going on though? Like, why you go? What happened with the fat boy? Because girl, I don't really be watching that shit no more. Like, I really don't.
No, remember he was saying some bull crap about Ruth before.
You talking about a minute ago?
No. Ruth is going in now.
Ooh, Ruth said, oh, you on the backup channel. I'm finna go over there too. Fuck that fat ass nigga.
Look, this is the backup channel. We can say what we want to say.
Hold on. Oh, y'all look. Yeah, this is the backup channel.
Okay, y'all was hiding.
Dang, I see people over there said I'm here for it. They said I'm here for it. They said, Sylvia, you changed the name to this channel.
Stop being so loud. She got neighbors.
Oh, sorry.
All right now, Sylvia and Randa. I was about to go to sleep, but I love it here. Reagan said she love it here too. Don't you love it here too? You love it here too, Mama? Yeah, we love it here.
Well, y'all, what do you think is gonna happen, Rand? What do you think is going to happen?
What? Tell me, what? Girl, what you want to know? You know I'ma talk my shit.
You know, with the whole, what do you think gonna happen? I think something about to be a fallout. What do you think?
Okay, wait. Where are you at? You gotta tell me because there's a whole bunch of places to be at.
You know, like
with the wind cap.
The wind cap, yeah. The wind cap.
Okay, let's talk about the wind cap real quick. So I was like, yo, you know me. I be sitting back, I be watching shit like that. Let's say I be just peeping out shit, right? So I'm like, yo, when Sharon posted that shit and said Bonjean did this, I'm like, I know for a fact you don't talk to Bonjean. So where the fuck is this coming from? And then when I seen that screenshot, I said, I put the shit together, right? I'm like, oh, so you made a video talking about Bonjean. You name drop Bonjean because you think that if you say the lawyer said not to promote the website no more, then that means not to promote the website because them people dropped you like it was nothing. Yeah. But still, you know for a fact, and you and Gucci, both, you and Gucci, and I say you and Gucci because y'all dealt with her the most. Y'all know for a fact that's how this bitch is. Okay, this is the backup channel. I get the cuss. Y'all know how this bitch is. She is the type of person like to mark orders, but she don't do shit herself. She want everybody else to do the motherfucking work.
No, she don't.
She talk a good game. She act like she's educated and all this other shit. She wants everyone else to do the motherfucking work. And if you don't do it, and if you don't do it as she tell you, guess what she gonna do? Tell them, Sylvia. Tell them what she gonna do.
She'll cut you off and cuss you out and you don't have any.
Ooh, baby. Say that shit again. And see, I hated that it's people around here that's brand new or they ain't been here from day one, so they don't know what the fuck this Sharon Windcap is like. But she deleted a lot of her videos. She was talking shit about every fucking blogger. Not one blogger was motherfucking safe. Okay? Nope. So this is the shit that irks me. I'm surprised it's some bloggers out here that's allowing her to manipulate them. You get what I'm saying? Y'all allowing her to manipulate y'all. Y'all not really sitting back because you thinking you heard R. Kelly on the phone and this is what he's saying, but you are being manipulated because he's being manipulated. Let's be real. He's being manipulated because he finally let's go back to when Sharon Winbush was using Bruce. Let's go back there. Can we go back there? Can we go back there, Reagan? She said, yes, we can.
Okay.
Sharon Winbush was using Bruce because she had no ways of getting in touch with Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka Chaos, okay? When she used Bruce, she kept using him till she was able to get in. When she got in, y'all don't notice that she don't talk to Bruce no more. Ain't no conversation she bringing up. She not bringing no recorded conversations. She ain't even checking on bro. She ain't even checking on the bro. And when I say bro, the brother. She ain't even checking on the brother. But see, people is
that wasn't a tweet. That was an IG.
There was an Instagram.
That was IG. That wasn't a tweet.
Okay. People saying that the message is either fake or it's old. It's not fake and it's not old. Bonjean knew that lady was going to delete the comment. She screenshot it. When she typed it up, she screenshot it. That's why you see the 27 seconds. Because she knew that it was going to get deleted. She posted that shit to her goddamn IG channel. Now, if you're not following her on IG when she made her page private, you're done. You don't get that shit.
You don't get it. You have to have followed her for you to see it.
Exactly. You have to have followed her before she made her page private. Her page is now private, so you won't see it. It's now removed off her page, but she put it up on her page just so people know. Yep. She didn't say that shit that WinCap said she said. And if you look at the recent video WinCap posted, she basically is saying that was Bonjean. That was Bonjean, but Bonjean didn't say that she didn't disagree with the bot letter. You know what I'm saying? So she's telling y'all, yeah, it was real, but she said she's not gonna stop nobody from writing the letter. But WinCap is telling people not to use the template that was put out now because she got kicked off of the website as a manager. Okay, WinCap, word on the curb is the one that's writing up these emails, that was writing up the websites and shit, and sending it to Chaos, and the person that's sending out the emails to everybody that's out there, that motherfucker was sending it out. He was just copying and pasting what she said. Come on, y'all, wake up. She is manipulating the whole situation, and I started thinking to myself, like, why is the bot the most recent talk? Like, why is that like something that happened in 2019, y'all? It happened. She accessed these documents in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and it came out in 2020. You know what I'm saying? And they started investigating. Why all of a sudden in 2023 we talking about it when it should have been talked about in 2020? When Tasha K disappeared from talking about R. Kelly and came back and said she was being investigated for those emails, the stuff that was given to her. So I started thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, cause you know me, I don't get involved in the bullshit like the other stuff. I just start like trying to figure out why people doing the shit they doing. And it started to get to be like, yo, like she stopped fucking with Bruce because she finally was able to get close to Kel. Kel started listening to her. His problem is women. Okay? If you haven't noticed, he don't listen to no men, none of that. Women tell him stuff and he goes by that. So she was able to get back close to him, and he felt like, okay, she talking educational and stuff. Like she act like she know the law and stuff. So he started listening to her. And she started feeding this shit into his head because she was the only one. Them people that did that website and those letters had already built that shit up. She didn't do nothing to that channel, that website. These people did it. She took ownership of it and said, like, acted like she was doing it. Don't tell him, Reagan. Tell him. She said, But anyway, it's a distraction. It's to distract everybody from, I don't know what it's to distract yet, but it's a distraction for everybody. It's to divide bloggers up to, I'm gonna put you on the list. I'm gonna put you on this list. I'm gonna put you on this list. I'm gonna put you on this list. Mind you, he not answering none of y'all questions, none of that. He's straight up talking to y'all just strictly about the BOP. Yes, he got a right to know whoever's doing the shit or whatever, but he should be focused on his New York case, his appeal. He's not even focused on his New York appeal because he's telling everybody the only focus that he's focused on is this BOP officer. And I'm trying to think, like, is that gonna be part of her appeal? Because if that's not part of her appeal in New York, then what is we talking about?
I think
That should not be his primary focus. His primary focus should be the appeal process. That should be a secondary focus.
yeah, but I don't think he. I think most of it is because he's. Well, from my understanding, is that he is saying that if this could happen to him, it's happening to other people in jail. So he's more be doing advocacy work. I don't think he's focusing on his appeal. I don't think it has anything to do with his appeal.
No, it was not a comment on her video. It was a comment on her video that she posted on Instagram. If you go to her Instagram channel, she put the video up of Bonjean. And Bonjean does not have YouTube. She don't got none of this stuff. She is on Instagram and she commented under that Instagram video.
Yep. If you're not in her friend
See,
list,
people want to say, Sharon Wimbush is not lying and stuff like that. You don't know that lady like we know that lady.
we know him
And
we know her very well.
I know her very well, and she is a fucking bitch. Okay, everybody want to say, well, she seemed like she cared about R. Kelly and da 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 da. Okay, and there's a lot of people that can seem like they care about a person and still be trying to sabotage them.
Yeah. I say the lady care about her. She's a little cuckoo.
Okay, well, this is Randa's opinion. Okay, people can dislike it or not. And if you not have y'all not noticed that now the internet with supporters is divided? Because now you got supporters saying, well, I heard R. Kelly out his not say it. Yeah, well, guess what? R. Kelly's being manipulated by Sharon Wimbush, aka the dead flower, aka Windcap. She don't know shit that the legal team is doing, per Bonjean. She don't know nothing they talking about, per Bonjean. But if you let her tell it, she know everything because she top the cab. Like I said, she's a manipulator and she wants to be the head bitch in charge. And she ain't the head bitch in charge. Do y'all not? This is another thing that I picked up on. Do y'all not realize when she put videos out, she always trying to use Joycelyn's name in the title, and she's always trying to make it seem like R. Kelly left Joycelyn. R. Kelly did this with Joycelyn. He don't like she's clickbaiting y'all. Because if you see R. Kelly left Joycelyn at, y'all gonna go click because y'all think he been talking about Joycelyn. Hell no, she not talking about no goddamn Joycelyn. I really, and this is my opinion, and my opinion only, I really think that she wants to take the place of Joycelyn and of the lawyer. If I can get so close to R. Kelly, he don't even listen to his legal team or anyone else close to him, I can run the orders. And then she started saying R. Kelly is listening to her bark these orders. He start going and making phone calls because he thinks she's doing something and she really not. But hey, no face, no case, right? Hey, pay attention, y'all. No face, no case. No face, no case. What do that mean? What do no face, no case mean? If I fuck you over, hey, you ain't got my face on my fucking camera saying I did it. You just got a voice. Man, y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. All these people sitting here like, oh, people's mad. People saying this. I did say R. Kelly needs to shut up because if R. Kelly didn't testify in either one of his cases, why start speaking and saying something now? He's not even speaking on the cases. He's just saying certain things that people are putting in his head because they put in his head, oh, you could get off on this if you talk about the BOP officer. Oh, you could get off on this if you talk about this. They don't know the fucking law. They just read shit. People think if they read shit and research, they know the law. You don't know the law. That's why they have lawyers in place to understand and how to fight in court. That's why he has a lawyer. People are talking about some people want to get Bonjean fired or all this other shit and trying to stop the money. What money? She doing this shit for free. She's not even doing this for no money. So y'all need to let her handle what she got to handle and do what she got to do and stop bothering her. People doing same shit and using her name because they don't think that Bungie gonna respond. I can say I talked to Bungie all motherfucking day, and guess what? People can sit there and be like, "Well, do she? Dang, she must. She must." Let me hit Bungie and ask her. She's not gonna respond to shit like this because it's petty shit. She got other shit to deal with, other cases to deal with. But it's a lot of clickbait shit going on. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, look at Sharon Wimbush videos. A lot of people don't know the woman that Sharon Wimbush is because she hid a lot of her videos. She hid a lot of her videos. She talks shit about every blogger. There is not one blogger that's safe. And the same blogger she talks shit about is out here like because she got their name on the email list or she got their name, she got R. Kelly to call them or something. Like she talks shit. Like let's not forget that. And she still do it because if you don't do what she wants you to do, she gonna fucking talk shit about you. She gonna come right back and she gonna say some shit and she gonna do some shit. And then she'll tell people not to follow you because you're not a supporter. Who the fuck is to say who's a supporter and who's not a supporter? Like the fuck? It's a lot of. I'm starting to realize there's a lot of followers out here, and just people just follow the flow. People don't think for themselves. They don't do none of that shit, and it's like a really like to the point where I just be like, yeah, girl, tell them, girl, tell them. I be like, yeah, I can't do this shit. I ain't fucking with this shit. Cause I don't do that. I like people that think for themselves and they sit back and be like, some shit don't add up. You gotta start thinking for yourself. I'm really thinking this whole little side over here is like really on some conspiracy shit. For real, for real. Not everybody, but it's some people here on some conspiracy shit. Y'all better wake up and start thinking for yourself. Everything he been saying is shit that like go back, y'all. Go back. Everything R. Kelly been saying in these phone recording conversations and interviews is shit that WinCap been putting on her channel. She is the fucking manipulator. She is fucking like, okay, he's like a puppet. And she's like, say this, if you say this, if you say this, because people's been waiting on you to talk, R. Kelly. People's waiting on you to talk. People been waiting on you to say this and say that. He said even a roach, but guess what? Roaches is dirty, y'all. How many of y'all know some fucking clean roaches? How many people know clean roaches? How many people know clean rats? There ain't none. Reagan, tell them it ain't no clean roaches. Mama, it ain't no clean roaches, mama. Ain't no fucking clean roaches. They dirty, and when you turn the goddamn light on, they scatter and hide. They like to do shit in the dark. Roaches like doing shit in the dark. It's some dirty ass roaches out here, and they leave that little shit every place they can leave it. It's some dirty ass roaches, y'all. Reagan, tell her, mama. Am I lying, mama? Little mama. Am I lying? Am I lying, little mama? Am I lying, little mama? Okay, my bad, Sylvia. I took over. You go ahead and talk. Look, Reagan, like, I want to go lie, mama. Let me go lie, mama.
Come on, talk.
Y'all know she over here. She talkative, girl. She over here talkative. Go ahead, though, Sylvia, because I just had to get out because I be sitting back watching shit. I be watching videos. I watch everybody go online. And I'm like, yo, she done divided the bloggers up so much. It's fucking ridiculous. But go ahead, Sylvia. What you gotta say?
Raven, what you say, Jen Raven? I want Raven to say something.
Look, I put myself on mute so you can talk. Yes, lady, is Reagan. Reagan over here making all the darn noise. Oh, I'm not saying he don't deserve answers. He can. I mean, if he doing this just for his own girl, like his own situation, he just want to know, no, that's cool. But I'm telling y'all, they got him focused on the wrong stuff. They got him focused on the wrong stuff. They ain't even got him focused on his appeal. He didn't even say nothing about his appeal. I haven't heard him say nothing about his appeal in New York. And didn't Bungie get like an extension?
Yeah.
So I ain't hearing nobody talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yeah, Reagan is my hype girl, y'all. She be over here, mommy, go. Wait till she can say, "Mommy." But yeah, I haven't heard him talk about his appeal. I just heard him talk about the box. Yeah, I mean, hey, like I said, y'all need to pay attention to the stuff that's going on around.
I'm just trying to figure out the division. What's the division for?
I don't know what the division is for, but you know I'm gonna find out. Cause I just be paying. I'm like, I be asking myself these questions in my head. Okay, now I understand. It's a distraction. I don't even know what the distraction is yet, but I'm just like, okay, she's distracting a lot of people. And I'm just like, yo, wait, why is she distracting people? I haven't figured that part out, so I can't even get to the division yet because I haven't figured out why she's trying to distract people. But then she's saying that I'm telling you, she's putting stuff in his head. So now you can't advocate for anybody, like all these people that say they out here for just injustices of black men. Now you can't just like advocate for black men. You have to specifically talk about the bop. Because if you're not talking about the bop, now all of a sudden you're not for him. What? So I'm trying. Hey, I just be sitting in the bushes, eat my popcorn. Like, what the fuck can happen next? It's about to be some shit to start unfolding. I feel like it is. I'm not saying he could talk about the appeal. I'm saying he has not yet said I'm focused on my appeal. He said he's focused on this bop stuff. He don't gotta talk about the appeal. He can say, "Yo, I got this going on right now. We working on the appeal process, and I'm very confident." He can talk about the appeal process. He don't got. He can't talk about the stuff in the appeal, but he can say the appeal is going on right now. Da da da. Bonjean did it to Vulture. She talked about that he's going through the appeal process right now in New York. She said that they not even filing an appeal in Chicago.
She said that?
Yeah, it's in the Vulture article.
In the Vulture?
She said I'm not filing for it. She said currently we're not doing an appeal for Chicago, but we are definitely going forward with the New York appeal.
So she's not going to do appeal in Chicago.
Currently, right now, she is not doing an appeal in Chicago.
That means
so. Why is nobody talking about that? Why is nobody talking about the fact that Bonjean spoke to people and said she's not filing an appeal in Chicago, but New York they're going forward. But they want to talk about the box stuff.
She told the judge, "Why you took the baby down?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what she said in court. I'm just telling you what was put out in the article. I can send you the article. I seen.
Come on, let hand.
There is an article out, and Bonjean said she is not. Vulture is an entertainment lawyer. She spoke with them, and she said that I'm not doing an appeal in Chicago. Yes, Lady Earth, that part. I think people are letting her distract them. It's like everyone is trying to be right and say, "I told you so." That's exactly what it is. But there is an article out. Why is no one talking about the article? Why is it's like people are getting sidetracked. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. But do y'all realize that he is being held by the BOP and that they could be possibly moving him sometime soon? Because if I'm not mistaken, that's not a federal prison to hold them. That's just like where they go, when they have cases pending and stuff.
Yeah, he's supposed to be leaving from over there.
That's what I'm saying. So why is no one talking about that? Because y'all sitting here talking about the BOP. Y'all don't know. Hey, they could be like, "Oh, so you trying to talk about this? Okay, we finna make your life a living hell," and send him to the worst prison in the area.
But Brenda, at court, she told the judge that she was going to do an appeal.
No, I didn't. I don't know. I'll just tell you what she said in the news article. You want me to send it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me send you the article real quick. I'm gonna put it in the private chat. Hold on. And then you can read it, still, because she literally said she is not doing it. Like, they was talking about Weinstein and R. Kelly because, they just found him guilty and stuff and all this other stuff. And they was talking about his appeal process with Weinstein. And she said, we're not filing for an appeal in Chicago. Hold on, let's put in private chat. There you go. You got it?
Yeah. On February 23rd, convicted sex criminal Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly, both currently in jail, were sentenced in their second respective sex crime trials in as many years. Weinstein was sentenced to 16 in prison after being found guilty of rape in his Los Angeles trial last December. In Chicago, Kelly, real name Robert Sylvester Kelly, was sentenced 20 years in lockup following his September 2022 trial, where after years of allegation, he was found guilty of child pornography counts. Their decade-long sentence marked the end of a dolorous journey across cross-country criminal proceeding, numerous survivors, and dozens of accusers. The fallen film producer was previously found guilty on February 24th, 2020, of rape in his New York City trial and was sentenced on March 11 of that year for 23 imprisonment. The disgraced R&B singer was convicted on September 27, 2021 in his Brooklyn federal court racketeering and sex crime trial and was sentenced on June 29, 2022 to 30 years in prison. The trial of two men who used their power and influence to target primarily young women for R. Kelly, minor teens, will forever be linked to the against these men during the Me Too era movement, which inspired survivors to speak out and share, which were itself prompted by revelation of sexual misconduct allegations against Weinstein. Both men have been twice convicted of sex crime. Legal proceedings against them have yet to end. Ahead of this next development is in their appeal. There's a higher question about how Weinstein and Kelly's criminal procedures answered. How many years will Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly be in jail? Jail time is racking up. Weinstein, 70, is serving what effectively amount to a life sentence. The judge in Los Angeles case said that Weinstein's near 2-decade sentence would run consecutively with the New York sentence, totaling 39 years behind bars. Kelly has a chance that he won't spend the rest of his life in prison. His Chicago sentence will run concurrent with his Brooklyn sentence, so he would only wind up serving one more year up to top sentence in his New York case. Have R. Kelly and Weinstein already appealed their conviction? Weinstein currently appealing in his New York conviction after a lower state appeal panel rejected his bid for appeal. The New York State Appeal agrees to hear his case. Weinstein said that he will also appeal his California conviction, according to the New York Times. Kelly's attorney, Bong Jean, told Vulture that he would not be appealing the Chicago conviction, but reportedly appealing his Brooklyn conviction.
Okay, now right there, everybody's saying Perspective is saying, "Oh, there's other articles saying otherwise." Show me the other article because I've not seen it. All I'm saying is this article said people like her and another person said, "I don't believe Vulture. They're entertainment." It's a lot of entertainment people out here with articles that are saying stuff. So you don't want to believe Vulture because they're entertainment, but when other entertainment websites put out stuff, you believe them. So I'm not understanding how y'all don't believe Vulture because they're an entertainment website. There's a lot of entertainment websites that report the news. Why don't y'all just ask Von Jean herself? I mean, I'm just saying what I read, what I seen. Then somebody else just said, they that I don't make sense. Hold on. This person said, Larry Legend said, respectfully, you don't make sense. Why would he not fight the most important thing, the bot flipping his girlfriend to the start witness, which led to Rico and the bulk of his time? What? Did I say sit up here and say he shouldn't fight it, or did I say why is everybody focused on it when he got other things to focus on? What is wrong with y'all? This is why I don't even want to speak on stuff. People's like, oh, I don't believe that, but I do. I love her. I agree with you. I feel like she has too much stuff to focus on right now, and maybe New York is just what she wants to focus on with the appeal, and Chicago not even in her timeline right now. Could be. Well, she can say. How long does she have to appeal it, Sylvia?
Hold on a second. A motion was submitted just now. Hold on.
Like New York appeal is the most important thing, but I cannot see Bonjean talking about the BOP as the most important thing of her appeal in the New York case. I just don't see that. I'm pretty sure she has other things to speak on that's most important in the case, other than that. Like Azriel getting impeached was about to get impeached on the stand or something. Like I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not even gonna act like I know the law, and I'm gonna speak on it because I don't freaking know. But hey, everybody got their own opinion. We can agree to disagree, and that's the problem. Everybody wants to get mad with other people because of their opinions. Everybody want to get mad. Oh, you don't sound like you know what the fuck you talking about. Okay, well, you don't sound like you know what you talking about. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm here because I'm trying to figure out why the hell WinCap over on her channel line. Like, that's my whole thing is debunking people. Like, the fuck? You can like it or love it or hate it. I don't care. Yeah, like these letters. I ain't even talking about no damn letters. I don't care if people write letters and shit. But why is he talking? Just be quiet and just. I've never heard somebody talk so much that has a high profile case. Well, they need to have what's his name, Alex Murdoch talking. I want to hear what the hell he got to say for his guilty shit that he got going on. That's a recent case and all that other stuff.
Well, they just filed the paperwork for his sentencing.
In Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just talking about what WinCap and Bonjean put out. You know what? I'm not going into the letters. I'm not going into the bot. I'm not going into none of this shit because that shit, I don't care about it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not writing the letters. I don't care about it. So, I mean, y'all can be bad. Y'all say whatever, but everybody has a right to how they feel. Everybody got a right to what they want to say. You can either do it or not. That does not make you less or more, period. And that's how I feel. That's just my opinion. Not Sylvia's opinion, but Randa's opinion.
Not
so. You know, I'm on here. Hey, lady said ready to leave Alec out of this. I'm just saying. This is Randa's opinion. Okay? I ain't say he hurt. That's the thing. Like T-Girl just said, watching he speak is not hurting anything. Like, what? I say it's hurting anything. I just say he should not speak, period. Like, just don't. Wait till your cases of appeal. Wait till you guys know stuff. But if he's trying to find out what he's trying to find out, then let him. I don't care. What the heck?
Here's one of the reasons why he shouldn't speak. I agree with him not shouldn't speak. Let me tell you.
I'm talking about how he's talking to everybody. He don't know what bloggers he's talking to who gonna put more stuff out than others. Like, what the fuck? Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
But here's why I say he shouldn't be speaking. Because say the judge decided to give him a new trial. They could use some of the stuff that he's saying out here against him. That's why I say that he shouldn't be speaking, especially if it's anything having to do with his case.
I agree. Okay, so for example, and I don't know if this is, I'm just saying that, just speaking. So let's say he goes to the appeal for New York and it's overturned, but not overturned, but they say, okay, well, this is that, and the other. We're gonna agree to this. We can give you a new trial. Not overturn it, but we're gonna give you a new trial. Everything he doing on the internet, anything he say can and will be held against him in the court of law. Interviews, anything. That's why they say don't speak about your case. Don't speak about that. Everybody's like, he's not speaking about his case. He's talking about the box. Okay, but he's still saying things outside of the box. He's saying that, oh, I don't think she would have testified against me. It's things that they can use against it. Well, you saying you don't think she would do this, da, da, da. Well, we could take it and interpret it as this. They can interpret stuff that he say in their own way. He just because he didn't say it that way is not how the government put it. Y'all be talking about the government all the time. Well, the government do this and the government do that. Well, they can interpret it how they want to interpret how he says certain things. And I'm just saying certain things. I'll just say that's why they lawyers tell you just don't say nothing. And then again,
hold on, T girl. Are you saying that he only talked about the PFP? No. He talked about the blue couch and putting this money behind the blue couch and all this kind of stuff. He talked a lot of stuff now. That wasn't about the BOP. He talked about the stuff that was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People not listening to the conversation. They think that he just talking about the BOP. He's talking about other things. Go back and listen to all his interviews. Go back and listen to all the conversations. He's talking about other things, about money that she took from him. Like stuff like that. They shouldn't even have been put out on the internet.
He was talking to
and when he first came on, Sylvie, I think he should have stuck with the Natasha person. Because when he first came on, he said, certain thing I can't say, da da da. But as he started talking to more and more people, he started talking to where he's talking about Azriel. He said he can't talk about the people involved in his case. He's talking about the people involved in his case. Yep. But like I said, the government will use anything you say against you. So when he do the appeal, they're going to say, well, we getting this interview from this blogger. We taking this, we taking that. And let's go over here and let's go do this. See, people, they like, well, he's just talking about the box. No, he talked about money. Everybody knows there were two people involved. He said in the very beginning, he said, I cannot talk about the people involved in my case and not say their names. Not saying he said her name, but you're referencing a person we know that is involved in your case. Now, the government can take that, twist it, use it however they want to use it. All I'm saying is just remain silent.
He doesn't have to say the name. He said my girlfriend. He said it.
Oh, he did? He said his girlfriend. See, yeah.
He said my girlfriend and got her to slip. That's what he said.
See, so if he said his girlfriend, who was the girlfriends at the time? Azriel and Joycelyn. Who was in his case? Not Joycelyn. My girlfriend. And if I'm not mistaken, he said there's a storm, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, like I feel like he should have either a publicist or. This is why I can't agree with Bonjean knowing everything he's saying, because I don't feel like she's knowing, like she knows that you're out here saying certain things, like, and if she do know, I can't believe she's letting you say certain things.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know exactly what her word.
That's all I'm saying. And then people want to say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Well, then, hey, don't let me know what I'm talking about. But then if it come up, then what y'all gonna say? Y'all gonna be like, "Oh my God. People did hurt R. Kelly. They did this to R. Kelly." Like, no. People was telling him to just stop talking. Just talk through your lawyers. Why can't he talk through his lawyers? If he has this concern about the BOP, why can't he go through his lawyer and talk through her?
Spinfire, if they grant him a new trial, whatever's being said out here, it could be used against him. if they grant him a new trial, they can't bring new stuff on the appeals thing because the appeal is going to look at what happened in the prior case. Now, if they grant him a new trial,
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said new trial.
No, I'm talking what she said. That will come, whatever is being said.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the appeal process. I said, again, you coming in and tell Ian. What I said was, and let me repeat it. Let's say that he goes to his appeal and they grant him this stuff. And they say, we're not going to overturn it, but we're going to grant you a new trial. Now, granting a new trial means that they can take new evidence, new stuff, whether it's interviews or whatever, and use that in the new trial.
Now, Bloodbug, do you believe that Jennifer Bonjean is going to sit there and watch all these videos? Do you believe she's going to be watching all these nonsense videos? She's not even thinking about those videos right now. She's thinking about his appeal. She's not going to sit there and look at videos. I can guarantee you that.
I don't know. Let me tell you. Let me make this clear. I don't know what Bonjean and R. Kelly is talking about. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. No, because he was saying, I'm sure R. Kelly's attorney is advising him. She said, I'm sure he's not doing anything wrong. Did I say he doing anything wrong? Oh my gosh. I'm done talking. Because I literally said people can take his word. That's like me and Sylvia up here talking. They're going to take our words and twist it tomorrow. And then they're going to make it seem like what we were saying is something totally different from what we actually said. That's like anybody on the internet. Same thing that the government can do. And I said that. I said the government can take his words, meaning interviews that he's doing with bloggers on YouTube, and twist it to fit their narrative. We've seen it happen on YouTube. I don't understand what y'all don't understand. But I get it because y'all love R. Kelly and y'all feel like, well, people wanted R. Kelly to talk, and now he's talking, now y'all don't want him to talk. I don't care if he talks or not. I say, my opinion is he should not talk. If he want to talk, that's on him. I don't think he should talk. I think he should shut the fuck up. I said it on my channel.
One of the things, I know one thing, attorneys tell you not to say stuff. That's one thing they do tell you not to say anything. They tell you not to say anything because whatever you say could be used against you.
Miss Impressive said she was strong about her client not to discuss that for the fear she's not including it.
Miss Impressive said she's an attorney. Don't they tell you not?
But the thing is, let me tell you something. All attorneys think differently. I can't. You can be an attorney all day long. I've watched the channel, like the sector with attorneys, and when the whole Alex stuff was going on, all these attorneys thought differently. So I know you're an attorney. You could think that this is what she should do. She could think differently. I don't know, but I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just saying. No, you're absolutely right, dude. My opinion could be right, it could be wrong. Hey, I'm just giving my opinion. Hey, y'all want to, it's like people just be trying to attack you for your opinion on here. Like, damn, I'm not attacking you. You said that you think this way. Okay, cool, but I think this way. That's why I said people could be on here to agree to disagree. That's why it's so divided, because people think, oh, if you don't think like me, then I'm just going, you ain't for that. You ain't this. You ain't that. You talking against. Okay. But the problem with R. Kelly was he had yes men around him. Nobody said stop. Nobody said do this. Nobody said do that. Do y'all remember? And people might not like Greenberg, but Greenberg said he don't listen. He said he was advising him to do certain things, and he was like, no, he don't listen. It was attorneys that was saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all, let's be real. So we don't know what Bonjean, if she's advising him not to do this, not to do that, not to say this, not to say that. But at the end of the day, that's like, oh, I can advise my client not to get on the stand. But he has every right to get on the stand. And if he says, no, I'm going to get on the stand, and she's like, no, I totally 100% disagree. You should not get on the stand. A client has every right to get on the stand because that's their right. Just like if he feel like he want to talk about this, and she's like, I highly advise you not to. She's not gonna come on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram and say, I told my client not to do it, but he did it anyway. It's client privilege. It's client attorney privilege stuff. She's not gonna come out here and say, "Well, I told him not to do it, but he did it anyway." That's why people like, "No, well, he wouldn't be doing this if she didn't say." Well, it be attorneys that say don't get on the damn stand, and they still get on the stand. Alec, Alec Murdoch should have never got on the goddamn stand, and he did. And his attorneys are like totally advised against it, and he still got on there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I think if certain bloggers would have gotten a call, it wouldn't be a problem. That's a lie. I don't think that. Well, I don't know because I ain't no blogger, but I guarantee you.
What they say?
See, y'all trying to make it seem like, oh, it's because people got a phone call. Now people acting out like this. I've been saying this before phone calls was even being put out. So if my followers is in this chat that know me, I've been saying this since day one. I don't need a damn call. I'm not a blogger. I'm a person on the internet that do what I want to do and say what I want to say. So don't no. You can't go there and say if people would have got a phone call. That's not true. Well, if you didn't get a phone call, would you still do the same thing? No. Come on, Spin. Come on. Let's be real. Let's be real. And I think you let people manipulate you. And I don't see you as the type of person that let people manipulate you. But Sharon Wimbledon did a lot of shit out here. And people out here acting like that she ain't did no stuff and that she's not a manipulator when everybody knows she's a manipulator. Come on, man. I would just say, hey, do what you gotta do. Y'all want to do that? Hey, it is what it is. Well, can't nobody talk about me because I don't do shit on here. I don't get no money. I don't talk about. I talk shit on the internet. So all this, people, they would have got a call. If people they just want money and all this other stuff. Can't nobody say that shit about me. Nobody can say that shit about me. I don't want no call. Exactly, Tia. I said what I had to say.
What happened?
That's why I be like, hey, I'm just gonna go on here and talk my shit.
What happened? What they saying?
No, Tia said you have voiced your opinion multiple times. People are going to do what they want. Just move on. I moved on, but I'm still going to be out here like, why is a distraction going on? Again, Sharon Wimbush said what she said the other day about, Bunjean said not to promote the website. She's a liar. Bunjean commented and on her post and said, I did not say no such thing, basically. That was a recent post. That was not old or nothing like that. It was not a fake post or anything. What happened is Sharon Wimbush got pissed off because the people that actually run the website removed her because she was barking orders and they was like, yo, like this is not, I guess they didn't want to go with what she was saying. So they removed her as a manager. And Sharon Wimbush was like, okay, so in retaliation, I'm just gonna tell people not to fuck with y'all website or send the letters that y'all want people to send letters. I'm gonna tell them to just write their own letter and not to deal with the website. And that's what she did. She came on her channel and said, don't promote it, instead of saying, okay, I was removed from the website, so y'all don't fuck with the website. But she don't know how to do that because she wants to be the head bitch in charge, period. She want to act like she the one in charge of everything. And people that have worked with Sharon and know Sharon knows that that's what she do. She barks orders and she don't do shit herself. She want everybody else to do the goddamn work and she don't do shit herself. And she probably gonna make a video about me, but guess what? I do not care. I do not care. Sharon Wimbush can make a video about me tomorrow and I'll be like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. She can say, Randy, I don't give a fuck, bitch. You's a fraud. And now people over there see, because isn't the website with people overseas, Sylvia? Yeah. Wasn't it people overseas that did the website?
She's in London. It's an African lady in London.
Oh, Miss Impressive, they do. That's why I think that's the difference is I don't have my emotions in this. And I go off of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, y'all not seeing this shit. So people not putting stuff together. They are too emotionally involved. You know what I'm saying? Even Sylvia's emotionally involved. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, Sylvia be arguing. Me and Sylvia be arguing behind the scenes.
All the time.
Okay? Me and Sylvia be arguing behind the scenes. But she don't agree with a lot of shit I say either.
Nope.
But I'm gonna still say what I gotta say.
We agreed to
You know what I'm
disagree.
saying? That's why I say like, and you know what? Guess what? We can still laugh about it. We can still talk, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, Sylvia this and Sylvia that. No. At the end of the day, she got her feelings. I got my feelings, and this is how it is. Like we can agree to disagree and move on. But that's not what's happening in this sector. People are allowing people to come in like Sharon Wimbush, who has caused a lot of chaos since 2019. Did y'all not see what she did with the Me Too? I mean, was it Him Too women and other people? Like, this is what she does. She deleted a lot of videos, and people don't know what she has done. People have not worked with her closely. People don't know what she does. But now these people that's overseas that had dealt with this website, they built the website themselves. They put all that stuff on the website. Now Sharon's like, don't promote it. Bonjean said so. No, Bonjean didn't. That's why she said stop putting out stop misinforming the people. Stop putting out this false information.
Miss
You lying.
Spitfire says now she manipulating. Shake my head. I'm so over it. You
Hey.
manipulating? Who you manipulating?
No, she because I said I feel like she being manipulated. That's why she said that. Hey. See, that's what I'm saying. People getting in their feelings. Like for what? For what? For what? You ain't worked with this woman. You don't know how she is. Hey, but it is what it is. Hey, all I'm saying is when it come down, shit start falling down and shit start coming back and it start unfolding. I just want to be like, hey man, I was in my feelings. That's all I want. I was in my damn feelings. That's all I want. And like I said, y'all don't hear Bruce out here advocate for her no more. You know why? She dropped him. She got so close to R. Kelly. She said, I don't need no motherfucking Bruce no more. She said, I don't need Bruce. And you're right. She said, I don't need no Bruce. I don't need no Bruce. I don't need no Bruce. And she said, I'm already close to R. Kelly now, bitches. Ah, I got R. Kelly now, bitches. She said, I got R. Kelly now, bitches. Fuck a Bruce. Hey, people gonna be mad with me. I can't, hey, everybody don't, it's a lot of people don't like me. It's a lot of people that like me. Hey, I think it's more people that like me than dislike me. So
He's
it is
out.
what it is.
He's out of jail, D.
Huh?
No, she asked, is Bruce still in jail? He's
He's
out.
out.
Mm-mm.
He's out of
He's
jail.
out. Yeah, he's out.
Hey, Spitfire.
I want to say something here. First of all, I played what R. Kelly said on my channel.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You low.
Can you hear me
I think
now?
that's your phone, Sid, because I can hear her.
I hear her, but she's low. Okay, I'm
You
gonna
got to
mute
turn it
myself.
up. You got to turn the volume up. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. First of all, I played with R. Kelly, wanted people to know out here about his situation. Neither one did I know anything about any letters or anything like that. I found that out on Thursday. Asked questions publicly, everything played out. Sharon Wimbush or nobody else on these internet streets can manipulate me to do a damn thing. If that was the case, I wouldn't have told Rob I would have to go through his attorneys to get a clearance. Does that sound like I'm being manipulated? See, it's not about being in your
But
feelings.
see, you making it seem like I just said you. I said I feel like she is out here manipulating people.
No, but after you said that when, but right before when you was addressing me. But let me finish this.
Yeah, and I did. I said I feel like she's doing that to you, and I don't think you're the type of person that can be manipulated. That's what
Right.
I said.
But let me finish this. So one of the things I want to say is people have to really start listening to what people say. I do believe that if certain people got in the call, it wouldn't be a problem. I really do. I
Okay, so
really,
let's keep it real. Certain people like who?
I'm not finished. I'm just saying certain ones because they're not used to me getting a call or doing interviews or anything else, and it's in an uproar. Now, here's the thing that I think that people don't understand. I told Rob to cease calls until after the briefing. Okay. Now, to tell a grown man what he should and shouldn't do after he done told you he's a spiritual man and he's told you I had a call or a talk with God and I prayed about it. and he told me to put this on my heart. Now, you done heard me and Sylvia come out here and tell you what our walk was, what we were told to do. So we can't tell this man what he's not told to do. It's one thing to have your opinion, but this man is fighting for his life. If that opinion can hurt someone fighting for their life, then why spread it out here to deter people from that? I'm not telling people to sign the letters or not to sign them. Hell, I haven't even signed them yet. I haven't even read them yet. I tell people to read them before they sit up there. I stopped everybody from sending out 5 letters because when he put an email out, it was only 2 names on there. People is in their feelings because I said he's jealous. Like, jealousy ain't an issue in this sector. It is. It's so funny because you seen motherfuckers fight for 4 years. Soon as I put out the call, you seen the fight stop. So all I'm going to say is, I feel it's disrespectful for somebody to be at their lowest and 50 million people, not that Sharon is doing right. I don't know if she's doing right or wrong. I told him that I'm not going to do anything that is not going to be cleared through his attorney. That's for protecting my channel and me and the people that watch me. It has nothing to do with nobody else. But to sit up there and tell this man what he shouldn't do, what he shouldn't do, the man been muted from the beginning. We have not been in his shoes to know what it feels like to have all that bottled up. So I just really think that people should do what they feel is best. But I don't really think that a man can come out and say, well, God put this on my heart. He been in solitude. We ain't been there. But yet we got a lot to say. So I had to even muffle myself because when we were talking back and forth, me and her, we got into a little heated conversation. And I had to say, this man is in distress. Spitfire, it ain't about you. It ain't about how you would do things. He is in distress. So now that he's in distress or whatever, maybe this is an outlet for him.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but let me say something real quick now. See, you saying that R. Kelly is saying this. If R. Kelly wanted to say this in 2023, why he ain't come out in 2020 and say it? Why he ain't come out in 2019 when it was first being put out? When it was being put out by Tasha K, why didn't R. Kelly address it? Why didn't he address it in 2020 or 2021? Now, I'm going to say, hold on, you talk, I'm going to talk it. So you saying that, oh, this man is saying this and he's in the most vulnerable situation. R. Kelly was sentenced in New York and still didn't come out about the BOP. We all watched Sharon Winbush do nothing but talk about the BOP. And I can go back. She went in 2021 talking about this going into 2022. Let's be real. She's pulling strings. She is the one putting it in his head. And see, this is the thing that I'm saying. I respect everyone's opinion, but what I feel is she is the one putting it in his head that you need to go after this. You need to go after this. And when a person is at their lowest, they're vulnerable for anything. And a person that feels that, oh, I'm a manipulative person, so I can put it in his head that he needs to do this. Who's to say that she's not doing that? Who's to say that she didn't put this in his head to go after it because she's the only one that has been talking about this since 2021, 2022. Now in 2023, we talking about the BOP because, and I feel like the reason he's only talking about it is because she's pulling the strings. She is like, okay, he's going to listen to me because now he's vulnerable. He's going to listen to whoever he feels is helping him. And if he thinks I'm helping him, let me talk about the BOP. I didn't say that him doing what he's doing is wrong. I didn't say that he don't have a right to know who it is. But my thing is, he has other things to focus on. And everybody's out here like, oh, y'all mad at this and y'all jealous at this. And if certain people got phone calls and this, that, and the other. Nobody was caring about a phone call. I wasn't caring about no damn phone call in 2019, 2020, 21, 22, or today. You know what I'm saying? So to sit here and say, hold on, to sit here and say people are jealous and this, that, and the other, and then say this man is at his vulnerable state and he's saying it, so we need to listen. I don't listen to somebody I feel is being put on as a muppet out here because she wants people to do this. I said it and I still will stand by it. I feel Sharon Winbush is a person that's putting it out here, making it a big issue, making him do this, making him do that, and that's what it is. We watched the attorney go at her recently, just the other day when she posted on her Instagram. the video talking about, oh, Bonjean don't want to promote the website. But that's not the case. Them people that did the website and generated those letters removed Sharon Wimbush as a manager. And in retaliation, what Sharon Wimbush said is, okay, if I use Bonjean's name, people gonna listen because that's his attorney. Oh, Bonjean don't want us promoting that website no more or generating them letters. Write your own letters. Them people had to go public and say Sharon Wimbush was only saying this because they removed her as a manager on their website. But people not hearing that because people was like, well, it came out of R. Kelly's mouth. It may have came out of R. Kelly's mouth. But at the end of the day, who's pushing his button? Who's putting a battery in his back?
Okay.
And that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Well, let me just tell y'all a secret. R. Kelly don't write long emails.
No, he don't, because he wrote me some shit.
And let me, you're right, Trivia. I was told that Sharon Wimbush is writing the emails, sending it, and the person that's sending these emails out to all of y'all, including you, Jennifer, is Sharon Wimbush. All this stuff is coming from Sharon Wimbush. She's sending the email, she's typing it up, sending it to R. Kelly, and the person that's behind his account that sends out these emails he's just copying and pasting what she say, and that person is sending it out to everybody. And everybody think it's coming from R. Kelly, but it's not. It's Sharon Wimbush who's behind it.
Okay, so can we focus back on Rob? Okay, what I was saying, because we got far off and made this all about Sharon Wimbush. And to me,
but that's what we came in here to talk about, Sharon Wimbush.
I know, but when I came in, when you was talking about Rob, so that's why I came up here, because we was talking about Rob and the phone calls and him speaking to all the other bloggers. So I wanted to focus on that part right there. That's when I came in. So when I came in and I was sitting up there talking about him speaking, he didn't say anything about Sharon Wimbush. He said that he spoke to God and God put it on his heart. That's the focus I'm speaking on. I'm not speaking on what Sharon Wimbush did, because there's so many people out here that have done so much stuff. It's too much to even keep up with. I'm just trying to keep it simple and what the conversation for what I had with the man. That's it, and that's all. And if we act like people ain't jealous because certain people got a phone calls, I don't know what sector other people been in for the last 4 years, because there's been people jealous a whole lot less than that and been acting a nut on here. So what I said that to say, I think that people need to really, because he even said it when he was on the other man channel. She think that I'm at a hotel and I can't do anything. So all this stuff that she want me to do and all this and that. So I said that to say that when he was speaking to me, I felt that he was speaking from his heart. He was speaking from me, and he was saying what he wanted people to do and what he wanted people to focus on. You heard him say he didn't want to focus on the Me Too movement. He didn't want to focus on Lifetime. He didn't want to focus on all that. And you know that's what I've been yelling, and that's what I've been about. So for all this other stuff, and it seems like to me, people may have been saying he shouldn't be talking, but it got heightened up after last week, is all I'm saying. So that being said, we good. We ain't gonna never fall out about it.
Oh yeah, definitely not. And that's why I said people should be able to agree to disagree. Because you gonna have your opinion, I'm gonna have my opinion, and we are very strong-willed women. And at the end of the day, I stick to my opinion like you gonna stick to yours.
Absolutely. And just like you said.
And people think people gonna fall apart because of that. That's why I said I just feel it's so much distraction and division, and it's like it's got me thinking like, why?
And I told people I haven't even sent no letters off. I told him not to talk no more until after the briefing. So it's like I gave him a little leeway. Like I told him, don't talk to after the briefing. Don't talk to after the briefing.
Yeah.
You know, so I even gave him, because I feel like I understand where he's coming from at the same time about his due process, but at the same time, just in case. And I told him I need to get clarity on his lawyer. So I do things in a different way than other people do it, but never manipulate it. Never that. They can put it in my ear, but that don't mean I'm gonna do what you want me to do. I do what I want to do. And that's why I said when people call me or they email me and they were saying what they want to say, I turn my phone on, my YouTube phone, and I will do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I told him what I told him. I didn't tell him to call me back. I told him don't call my channel no more after your briefing. I don't want to be in no mix, and I don't want my channel to be in no headlines or none of that. I'm cautious on everything I do. That's why I tell you, you got to have a clearance from your attorney.
Yeah.
She would do, that's what I'm saying. But
And have you been able to reach out to Bongene and talk to her directly?
I did call her office, and I did send her correspondence. I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
Correspondence and everything. So I'm not out here being reckless. This is what I want everybody.
Oh yeah, and that's good that you're doing that, because for real, like I just seen a person in the chat say we spending too much time on Sharon Wimbush. You know why we spending too much time on her? And people keep saying we're spending too much time on her. We're spending too much time on her because she is the one that's out here acting like she's directing shit. Okay? You talking about some fuck Sharon Wimbush, but she's the reason that he's on the phone making these phone calls. Let's be real. So, and y'all like, oh, this, that, and the other, like, we don't need to be focused on her. No, we might do. I think y'all not focused on her enough because y'all don't really know who she is as a person. And the reason, again, I go back, people that's just now coming in, I've been around that woman on the phone talking to her with Sylvia and Gucci, and I listened to this woman use the hell out of them. Like bargain orders. She wants to be the head bitch in charge of everything. And she wants everybody's position. She don't care. Honestly, I feel like she wants Keith's position. She wants to be that person. That's why she talked about Keith and said, oh, Keith spending R. Kelly money. She wants Keith's position, which she'll never get, but she's a manipulator. She puts shit in people's ears. She was fucking with Bruce in the beginning. When Bruce got her close to kill, she was like, fuck it, I don't need Bruce no more. I'm in this nigga ear now. And that's what she's doing. She's manipulating him. And y'all might not see it because y'all love this man so much. And y'all like, I advocate. If R. Kelly's saying it, but who's making R. Kelly say it? Like, be real.
But he did say God put it on him. We can't say that.
He can say that all day long. He's not going to tell y'all that Sharon put this in my head.
Well, he did mention that Sharon did a lot of things, though. He did mention that, too. He did mention that. He mentioned that on the Andrew Man channel. You know, that's what all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I don't think we should discredit the man for what him saying on his spiritual journey or how to fight for his life. I don't think it should be totally discredited, is all I'm saying. Because that's giving her too much credit.
Well, guess what? Hey, Spitfire, I'm telling you, I've been around this woman. I know how she is. I'm giving her that much credit because I know how she works. I know how she works. I'm telling you, Spitfire, you know I wouldn't lie to you. I'm telling you. That's how she works. Right. That lady is a manipulator. Why you think Bongene said, I don't even speak to you, lady. Stop putting my name in your mouth.
So that was a real post.
No, that was definitely a real post. Bongene posted, when she made that video about Bongene said this, Bongene went on Instagram because she posted on Instagram. Bongene went on underneath that post and said what she said. She screenshotted herself and put it on her Instagram.
Okay, so let me...
Because she knew that Sharon Wimbush was going to delete it. And Sharon Wimbush did. And Sharon Wimbush basically told everybody that, yes, that was Bongene. But Bongene still said that she ain't stopping nobody from writing the BOP.
Okay, so that's the point I'm making. So if she said she is not objecting to anybody writing the BOP, then what is the issue about people writing the BOP?
I didn't have an issue. I said that from the beginning of Sylvia Live.
Oh, well, I wasn't there.
Yeah, my issue is that Sharon Wimbush is manipulating R. Kelly. That was my issue.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if the lawyer is already saying she doesn't object to the letter,
but the lawyer also said she's putting misinformation. She's misinforming people. She's putting out nonsense. This is she's putting out. See, you're only looking at the BOP stuff. I'm not talking about the BOP. Sharon Wimbush is putting out nonsense and misinforming people and acting like she's talking to Bongene and knows what the legal team of R. Kelly is doing.
Well, that's why I said I don't listen to nobody unless I hear from their.
That's what I'm trying to get people to see. I don't care about the BOP stuff. If you want, I said in Sylvia's beginning of Sylvia's life, I said, if you want to write, you want to do that, that's y'all's issue. I'm talking about Wimbush capping out here, acting like she's a fucking she's doing this because on behalf of the attorneys and this, that, and the other.
I'm gonna give you that one. Okay, I'm gonna give you that one. But what I'm talking about is the BOP, and what we were talking about initially was the BOP. So let's
Well, see, that's what y'all was talking about. That's not what I was talking about.
right. But you said he should be. You said about the
I
letter.
said my opinion is he shouldn't be talking at all. I would just shut the fuck up.
Right.
I think he should just shut the fuck up. That's my opinion. But that's not what I came on Sylvia's Live to talk about.
Okay. But that's the part.
But nobody can stop me from my opinion, is what I said. Just like I said, y'all's opinion is y'all's opinion. If you feel this way, I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. But what I'm saying is, WinCap is a manipulator.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying, besides her in misinforming the people, this is why I said and did things the way that I wanted to do it without misinforming the people. I'm not gonna say and go by what nobody tell me. Okay, that's why I said I would have to get clearance from your attorney. So what I'm saying is, if the attorney's saying, now just forget sharing misinforming
Brenda,
people.
mute your baby stuff back there.
Oh, you hear the music? My bad, my bad, y'all. Let me mute my phone real quick. Hold on. Let me mute my phone. Hold on.
Okay, so if we talking about, and I'm just talking about the BOP right now. If we're talking about the BOP, and she says she's not objected to it, is there any issue with that point for once and for all?
There's no issue over here.
There's no issue. I don't care what people do.
Okay.
We didn't mention anything about what we were talking about, Sharon and
I understand that, but I'm just saying this for just to clarify some things. Just give some clarity. That's it, for clarification.
Well, you ain't get no issue over here because my people been sending out letters, so they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay, that's all I have been talking
And you have
about.
seen that. You have seen me sending out letters, and you have seen. Well, I did a video on it, and my folks been sending me pictures left and right.
You know what you sound like when you say that.
Huh?
You have seen somebody at my house.
And I also said me and Sylvia be behind the scenes arguing because her opinion is different from mine. But that's not going to stop me from sitting here talking to Sylvia. The thing is, again, I really came on here. I don't care about the BOP stuff. Let me make that very clear. I don't care if people write. None of that. I think R. Kelly should just shut the hell up.
I haven't done it yet. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I feel he should just shut the hell up and worry about his cases going forward. That was my opinion. I said that. I was very clear. I said that's my opinion. But let me be clear. I feel like Sharon Winbush, aka WinCap, because that's what I call her, is the one manipulating him behind the scenes.
Okay, that may be. I don't know. I'm not there to say anything different. But what I will say is,
well, we're telling you for a fact of our experience, and I've been experiencing her for since 2019. She's a manipulator.
Okay, so as far as what Rob was talking about was the BOP. You can write it if you want to, and that's what I said on my channel. If you don't want to, you don't want to.
And I said that. I said he has every right. If he want to know, that's his right. I said if you go back, that's why I said you came in like in the middle part. But I said that in the beginning. I'm like, yo, if he want to do that, he want to know, that's his right. He has every right to know that. But I feel, and then I said I feel that she's manipulating. Then I also said that at the end of the day, you can have an attorney advising you. Don't mean that you listening to him. Because people was like in the chat saying, well, I think she knows what he's doing, this and that. And I said, no. I said, you can have an attorney telling you to shut up. And if the client wants to keep talking, they can't stop it. They can say, I advise you not to. Just like saying getting on the stand. They advise you not to get on the stand to testify, but you want to testify and you get on there and testify. It's against what they said, but they gonna still do it. That's what I was talking about.
Well, she just said in a post, and I didn't know if that was legit or not. She said she had no objection to the BOP. And then when on my channel, he said that he talked to her and she had no objection to it. So that was all what the issue was.
Yeah, she said she has no objection to people writing them. But did she say that the reason why he's doing it is because of this? She didn't come out and say, I didn't tell him to do this. I didn't advise her. She didn't say nothing. She just said, I have no objection on it. Now, she could have privately told him because that's her client. We'll never know because she's not going to tell us, I told my client not to do this. I told my client not to do that. She's not going to do that because she's an attorney.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she can say, I don't have an objection to it. I mean, who would object to people writing anybody? nobody. But she can be behind the scenes telling him, don't do this, don't say that, don't say that. You know what I'm saying? We won't know because it's not publicly put out here by her. And that's what I said earlier too. I said she's not gonna publicly come out here and say, I said this to him and I said this to him. No, but she's gonna say, I don't. She can't sit here and tell nobody not to write no letter. So of course she's gonna say, I don't object to people writing a letter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was just saying it because if she has to, well, she's obviously working on his appeal. I would think that she probably would say she wouldn't advise it or not because she is working on his appeal. I mean, what do you think about that?
And I said that. I said I would really be focused on this appeal because it's coming up. She did an extension because she's really focused on it. And then I brought up the fact that she did a interview with Vulture and said that she wasn't going to do an appeal in Chicago. And I said, well, why is nobody talking about that? What she said in that interview? And people was like, oh, well, I don't think she said it because there's other articles contradicting. She put an appeal. She put in whatever in court for the appeal. And I said, I get that. But I'm just talking about the article. Why would she say this in an article to them? And nobody.
And there's another article where they said that one of the agreements that they had in the Chicago State to be dropped is if they don't go for appeal. So there's an article on that too.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the appeal. Like, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't, I don't care about this BOP stuff. I'm just going to be real with you. I don't care. If people want to talk about it, that's what they want to talk about. I'm just saying, I feel this woman is manipulating him. Let's talk about the appeal stuff. And let's speak on her doing an interview saying that she's not going to do an appeal in Chicago. And now Sylvia said there's an article about her saying that was an agreement between them. Like, I didn't know that. Send me that article, Sylvia.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, but what about when she was in front of the press conference and they asked her about appeal and she said
because I think, honestly, I think it had just happened. He was just found guilty or whatever, and I think that or whatever. Whenever it was either after guilty or the sentence. At that point in time, at the time you're thinking, okay, I'm going to mention that I'm going to file for an appeal. This is me thinking. I filed for an appeal because you do have that right to put in a thing for an appeal. But if you sit back and think about it and you talk it over and you do whatever you're doing, I'm not going to appeal it right now because I got too much on my plate. And like Lovebird said, she's probably focused more on the New York appeal than she is the Chicago appeal. So maybe she might come back later on to do a Chicago appeal. But right now, I don't think the Chicago appeal is her focus like New York appeal is.
Well, she has to do it. Well, y'all, she has to do it by Friday. If she don't do it by Friday, that's the deadline. Unless she asks for a deadline extension.
Okay, so by Friday, if Bonjean does not do the paperwork for the appeal, then I'm gonna come back on Monday and say, well, she didn't do it. So all these people that was arguing with me in the chat saying, well, she said it, she's gonna do it.
You talking about the appeal for Chicago, right? Because you got 30 days or something, right?
No, it's not 30 days, 14 days.
It's 14 days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so after 14 days, and that's Friday, I'm gonna come back Monday when it ain't no paperwork, and I'm gonna say, well, y'all said that she said it, but I'm just telling you, I feel like her concern right now is New York. I'm gonna be petty.
Her concern is New York because that's the most critical sentencing right there. Is the 30 years, right?
Yeah. But the other one's 20. If once they drop off New York, you still got the 20 years for Chicago.
Yeah, but he still could be on the release for the remaining part of that sentence.
No, he can't. Nope.
He can't?
Nope. I talked to an attorney about that. Nope.
Okay.
Everything's two separate cases.
Yes, D. We were literally on here talking about Sharon Wimbush. Everybody else in the chat, like right now, there's still people in the chat making it about the bop. We is not talking about the damn bop. We right now talking about the damn appeal. And y'all talking about the bop.
Well, yeah, because they were talking about the bop because I came in because he was talking about the bop on my channel. And that's all I knew about the bop. And I just found out the letters about the bop on Thursday. So I didn't even know about the bop for damn week. And people told me it's been out here for a damn year or a month. I ain't heard nothing about it, didn't know nothing about it.
I think what's the name was the one putting it out first. One Papoose. She was the one that was mentioning it like first in the beginning.
The letter,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything of it. And someone said that's because I was gone at the time. I didn't know anything about that. I was just only focused on when the man spoke to me and what he said when he spoke to me.
Right. And the lady in the chat, Miss Impressive, said, "Hello, Lil Mac. I am an attorney, and I'm certain it will not be included in the NY appeal." And that's the only reason why I said why we focus on the BOP when that's probably not going to be in the New York appeal. Bonnie Jean already put a motion in for it, and I guarantee it's not going to be in the New York appeal because she has other things to put in the New York appeal. So the person in the chat said, Miss Impressive said that she guarantees, like she's almost positive it will not be in the New York appeal.
Yeah, that's not something that's like necessary.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't say that, but here's what I would say. I would say that the people who write the bop, you can write the bop on a whole different level. You don't have to write the bop on just R. Kelly.
Right, because they can do their own investigation and release stuff on their own. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but
that's why people are writing them directly.
Concern taxpayers in itself because you don't like the way that they handle it. It has nothing. It don't even have to really be anything about R. Kelly because at the end of the day, it is a violation of his constitutional right. It is a violation of breaching this attorney-client privilege. So even if he, the bop, he want people to focus on that or whatever, or she's going to do the appeal or not, people and taxpayers can write the bop on the basis of that alone, just being because they're violating his constitutional right. It ain't have nothing to do with just because we trying to help with his appeal. See, I think
right. And again, let me say this because Next Level said he just wants to know. If you go back, you will hear me say he has every right to know. I'm not saying he don't have no right to know about none of that stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like the hell, that's why I will not. I'm telling you right now. After that, I'm not speaking on the bot because I don't care about it. And if that's what he want to do, that's what he want to do. I don't care about it. I'm gonna talk about everybody like I've been talking. I'm gonna say I'm gonna debunk shit that I've been debunking, and that's it.
I'm gonna send your ass a boppy.
Don't send me shit.
You a boppy. Remember that game Boppy?
Oh yeah, I know. Hey, I play that shit, but this bop shit, I ain't doing this bop shit. I play the goddamn game bop, but I ain't playing this. And they think that I'm laughing because R. Kelly's in jail. You laughing about it? I'm not laughing at this situation. I'm telling y'all, I don't care about writing no damn letters. That's y'all that care. Write it. If y'all gonna write it. Why y'all get mad at people that say they don't want to write it?
They don't have to write it. But what I was trying to explain to her was, if you write the bop, I personally think, because I told R. Kelly in the email, I just don't, and I told him on the phone, I don't just advocate for you. I told him that. I'm not going to deviate from that. I'm not going to.
And let's speak on that. Let's speak on that. The fact that in the email that came out said if you advocate and not advocate just for him basically, you're not supporting him. That's not true because I said that at the beginning too. I said a lot of people out here fight for injustice of black men. And if you out here talking about you just want people to support this and only focus on this, you can't do that to bloggers.
Well, see, you sure can't, and I didn't speak on that.
And that's not I'm telling you. It's not just from R. Kelly. That shit came from Wimbush because she said that shit back in 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Okay, but can we sit up there and say that even if you do write the bop, I prefer, people write the bop as a concerned taxpayer, not for just R. Kelly, not for just whatever, because you want to make sure that any entity of the government, okay, that's doing anything with your tax money is doing it at the correct way, and they're not violating any laws for doing so. So that's the way and approach that I will take it or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily mean you got to take my advice either. Or whatever, but that's just the way I would take it now.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Now, like I told Rob, I said I don't just advocate for you because I can show you the emails I wrote him. Okay. And I did tell him, just so y'all know, I did tell him to cease calls, especially to me, until after his briefing. Okay. I don't want no more calls to after at least she put the brief in or the government put the brief in. Because I don't want nothing to be played out here on my channel. But
girl, they've been a twist thing, take whatever we say. I'm telling you, and that's why I said the government do the same shit. Like they take your word, they twist it, and all this other shit. They gonna do the same thing. Trust and believe.
didn't put the whole audio out there. I didn't put the whole audio out there because
Yeah.
the certain things are just not for the internet. So I just wanted to be known that I know what what I know, and it was good that I had the opportunity to talk to him to let the fans or the people know from one of the people in this sector at the same time. But I just don't know if we should totally just dismiss what he wants at the same time. But there's a way we could probably do it without violating his rights or continuing to help or the government spew lies and all this. We just have to move strategic, and nobody is above anybody. There are people out here who believe that they are above people or they running something, and they're not. You know what I mean? Everybody.
So let me make this clear because people are like, oh, if you don't do this, then you die for him, all this stuff.
No.
Y'all mad because people out here saying, and I'm not saying, yeah, let me. I'm talking about the people that's mad. There are people out here that's mad. It's like, why y'all making this a big deal? Why y'all saying this? R. Kelly said this. R. Kelly said that. What did Queen Cat do to her R. Kelly? So let me answer the first part. Y'all mad because people saying, some people out here saying, I'm not doing it. That's their choice. Why are y'all mad that some people don't want to write? If that's what they want to do, they don't want to do, then that's not what they want to do. They want to do it and they want to do what they want to do, like advocating another way, then let them. Just because he said that does not mean that everyone's going to do it. Okay? If y'all want to follow what he say to do, then do it. That's y'all's choice.
Yeah, but I do kind of feel what the people are saying.
Hold on, I get that. Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. Okay. I get that. People have their choice. You want to write it? That's what he's saying, then that's what you should do. Then that's your choice. But you can't be out here telling myself getting mad because people saying they're not going to do it because they know this lady is behind it. One. Two, they don't feel the same way that you feel that it's more important than his appeals. So at the end of the day, again, agree to disagree. Two, y'all sitting out here saying, what did she do to him? Shit, I'm not saying she did anything to him, but she is doing like damage by saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Let me use your brother. But she used a lot of bloggers out here. A lot of bloggers out here. And people not like looking at that because people are like, oh, I just came in. Well, what do bloggers got to do R. Kelly? I should use R. Kelly. She used a lot of bloggers and actually still using bloggers to try to advocate for what she wants and what she's telling him to do. And that's my opinion. That's how I feel. And you can take it and leave it. Like, y'all ain't got to feel the same way I feel. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Right, but at the same time, we did hear from his mouth. I don't believe in giving her that much credit. I mean, that's her mouth.
So you don't think? Let me ask you this: you don't think that Sharon Wimbush is the person behind him saying this? You don't think she had any type of influence on R. Kelly to do this?
I would believe that anybody can have, especially when you are been incarcerated and detained. A lot of people can have influence on you. But I also believe that when you are at your lowest and you feel like, God just put this on my heart. And now when somebody speaks like that, I'm not to sit up there and say that that's not true, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with you. And let me tell you, they saying they not mad. If the shoe fit, wear it. There are people out here that are mad. If you ain't mad, then I'm not talking about you. There are people out here that are really pissed off that people saying they not gonna do it. There are people out here mad. So if it don't fit, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. But if the shoe fit, hit dogs motherfucking holler. That's all I'm gonna say.
The thing, if somebody is doing it, right? If people are writing letters and they sending it, and people don't want to write the letters and they're sending it, why be voiceful about not writing the letters when the man is out here being voiceful, telling people to write the letters? That just would not be right. Because if I'm not writing the letters, I don't have to write it. But if he feel, regardless of Sharon Wimbush is behind it or not, but I know what he said to me on my channel. If he feels that God put this on his heart to speak this to the people, and the people want to help him and write the letters, then those who sitting up there saying, no, don't write the letters, or I'm not writing the letters, that is persuading people to not do things that this man is asking. If you're not going to write the letter, just don't do it. Just like me. He came on my channel and want people to write the letters. I said, okay, who am I who've been advocating for this man not to give him a platform? So I let him speak his piece. I haven't even sent off the
Why
letter
you haven't wrote your letter then, Spitfire?
because I hadn't read it yet.
Oh,
That's
you ain't
right.
do the
But I
job,
read
man.
things.
Wait, so hold on. How can you say to give out letters if you haven't even wrote one yourself?
At least I wrote mine.
The letters. I'm gonna write.
No. I'm just asking because again, that's why I said Sharon Wincap ain't writing no letters because I know she ain't writing letters, but she barking orders. All I'm saying is, if you ain't wrote him yet, how can you go on your channel and tell people to write letters if you ain't did it yourself?
About the letters just the following day. I just said that. I just said I found out about the letters Thursday. I didn't even know letters was even out here in
Ma'am,
January.
that was Thursday. We going on
You know what I'm
another
saying?
Thursday,
And so
ma'am.
therefore, I'm gonna write my own. And I said that on my channel. So don't try to give me
Ma'am,
heads up, honey.
Thursday was last week.
And
You're
I
on another
said
week,
that
ma'am.
on my channel that I'm gonna look it over and I'm gonna look at and I'm gonna get out here and reach out to his attorneys. And I said that don't try to hit me up.
Okay, let me ask a question real quick. If Bonzine came out tomorrow and said, if she came out and made a statement and said these letters is not going to do anything, that the BOP is not her concern or her or any concern with the appeal process or any type of thing going on with R. Kelly's case, then what people gonna say? If she comes out and just speaks against this stuff, not saying the letter, but she comes out and says the BOP is not any concern because nothing's gonna happen. I put an emotion in, nothing happened. This is what it is. They investigated and it's under seal. Then what are people going to say? Are they going to say, okay, I'm not going to write the letters no more?
They may not. I don't know. I cannot even really answer that
because let me address some of these comments in chat. So Lil Man said the reason nobody want to do because Sharon Wimber is saying to do it. If any other blogger, people would jump on it. I don't want supporters of letters and don't. You're wrong, little Matt. Because any blogger that said it, and the only reason why people don't trust Sharon Wimber, it's a trust issue, little Matt. Let me go on that. It's a trust issue. Sharon Wimber talks about every blogger that's on this panel, except me because I'm not a blogger. I just talk shit on my channel. Every blogger is that she has not talked about. You tell me what blogger Sharon Wincap has not talked about. That's why people said they don't trust it. They don't trust none of the shit.
But I still think that's giving her too much power.
But then why you think Sharon Wimber just did a video talking about why is nobody writing the letters? People acting like they writing the letters. People really not writing the letters. People not writing the letters because they don't trust her. Why do you think y'all? I can go on her channel right now and pull the video. She said people are not writing the letters. Why? How does she know people not writing the letters? How does she know people not writing the letters? Is she keeping track of it? Is she somewhere in the system like, I'm gonna see how many people pulling this, pulling that, and see who writing the letters? No, she is not. But see, people like I said again, if it don't fit, don't wear the shoe. You mad because people say they talking about why do you publicly say you're not writing the letter? Because I can say that. Because every other blogger is saying they writing it. So if I'm a blogger that says I'm not gonna write it, which I'm not a blogger again, let me make it clear. I'm a person that talks shit on the internet. If I'm on the internet saying if Spinfire saying I'm gonna write a letter, Sylvia saying I'm gonna write a letter. Why can't I say, well, I'm not going to write a letter?
But what I'm saying is because...
No, all I'm saying, did somebody in the chat say, why are you announcing that you're not writing a letter? Because if y'all can say y'all writing one, why can't I say I'm not?
Because he has spoken, Randy.
It don't matter. I don't got to follow everything. Just if I support R. Kelly, I don't got to follow everything he say.
And it's not about agreeing.
I'm not gonna. R. Kelly, that's his problem now. R. Kelly had people around him that would say, "Okay, R. Kelly said it. This is what it is." His words, he don't even know himself because if he knew, he wouldn't be in the situation he in now.
See, that would be any and everybody that's in jail. But listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is, just because you disagree with the letters or you ain't writing because Sharon went Bush or whatever your reason is, right? If you're not going to write it and the man verbally came out here and said he wants people to do it and you support him in any way, whether you disagree or not, why would you shadow out his voice and tell the public what you're not going to do when he's coming out, breaking his silence after 4 years, telling people what he wants them to do? Even like I said, I didn't write the letters yet. But I'm not yet telling people not to. I'm telling them if you want to, here it is.
But the thing is, do you hear me telling anybody not to write a letter? I don't care if they write. That's what I'm trying. I don't even want to talk about no more because it's so annoying. Like
I'm not finished. But you have a voice that is strong.
But if she
Yeah.
doesn't want to, I mean, she has a choice.
and my voice is saying that I'm not gonna write the letter. And if anybody got a mind of their own and can think for themselves, then let them write it or not write it. That's on them.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if but I'm going to write one down. Okay, I'm going to write one. I just don't know what I want to put in it yet. But I'm going to write one. I'm going to write a letter because he wants somebody to write that. But I'm not going to write a letter what people want me to write or what's already generated. Because I've been speaking up for men's rights for 4 years, so I'm not. So please don't test my cool. Let's stay on a positive note and let's stay.
He just said that. He just said ultimately it's your decision to write the letter or not. That's what he's talking about.
I'm saying, but what I'm saying is I tell people that's their decision too, to write the letter or not write the letter. But when you come out saying I'm not writing the letter, I'm not writing the letter, Sharon Wimbush did this, I'm not writing the letter, you know how people take that. You know how they take that. And then
And like I said, people gonna twist your words just like the government do. They're gonna twist your words, they're gonna say it to fit their narrative.
but when he already has spoken.
But you also gotta look at it like this too, Spitfire. You also call people the ops because they said if they know that they don't want to write the letter, you like we got the op. Just because you don't want to write the letter does not mean you are op.
No, what I said, the ops I was talking about, you know who I was talking about.
Oh, okay, because you know, but again, see how I took it. I took it. You talking about people that was saying they not gonna write the letter
No,
is a op. You just because you don't want to write the letter or do what he say, I'm gonna be real with you. R. Kelly can come out and say 20,000 things, and if I don't agree with, I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I agree with everything" because I'm supporting him. No, if I don't agree with something he's doing, I will not sit here on there and fake the funk and be like, "Oh, okay, well, R. Kelly said this, so I'm gonna do it." No, hell no, I don't agree with that.
My letter won't just be about him. See, that's
No, I get it, and I can bet you probably gonna write your own letter, not a generated one.
yeah, and mine's not gonna be just about him because I've always said I don't just advocate for him. But what I'm saying is, if the man want people to write the letters, right? If he want people to write the letters, and he out here speaking about people writing the letters, what would be the problem for letting him have
Is
to talk?
is not a problem for me. It's not a problem, but it might be a problem for other people because they seen how Sharon Wimbush been moving. Again, it goes back to Sharon Wimbush. Everybody's like, it's not about Sharon. R. Kelly said it. Who's pushing his buttons to say it? Did R. Kelly talk about? Hold on. Did R. Kelly talk about this in 2019? Did he say anything before he's saying now? No, he didn't. Why? You know why? Because
But it could be because he had an open case.
he didn't like what?
He had an open case, and
But this is about New York. The person he's talking about was in the New York case. So after his New York was closed and they was going through the appeal process, why he ain't talking about it? Why he didn't talk about it after that?
but he still had an open case in Chicago.
But she wasn't in the Chicago case.
It don't matter. They can still use anything they want. You know that, and I know that.
That's not if that was the case. If that was the case, they would have used a lot of shit that people was out here on the internet doing.
That's what I'm saying, and they would if they could. They was trying to implement people in these cases. You know that, and not only that, the government has said themselves they were waiting on other.
But like I said, we can agree to disagree. I don't agree with none of that. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't because I feel like Sharon Wimbush is behind it. I feel she's pushing R. Kelly buttons. And
That's this.
he can say it. Spitfire. I can say tomorrow this, that, and the other. But I talked to this person. I talked to Sylvia yesterday, and she influenced me to say it. So I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna say it because Sylvia just influenced me to say it. That's not saying that Sharon Wimbush is not influencing R. Kelly.
So
Wait a
God
minute, I didn't influence you, young lady.
Oh no, I'm just speaking. I can Sylvia can come to me and be like this, that, and the other, and I'll be like, you know what? You right. Maybe that's gonna help me. Maybe that's gonna help me. Maybe if I speak out, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna tell you. Any attorneys in the chat, Sylvia can bring on any attorney. I don't think an attorney is going to tell you that they cool with you talking while you got, and he still got open cases because he got appeals.
Okay, let me tell you why I say what I say. Let me tell you why I say what I said. Let me give you, and you may have heard this story. I told it on my channel plenty of times. When I was here advocating for workers, right? Everybody told me I didn't have a case. They say you want to go up against the union, you out of your mind. You ain't got no case. I've had
Hold on, Spitfire. You gotta hold that. I gotta read this real quick. Hold on, Spitfire. This shit funny to me. A little bit said it's possibly information the BOP can help him. It's possible that the BOP officers were working with the government to secure convictions. What? They already have convictions tied to the BOP shit. What are you talking about?
Okay, can I say what I want to say?
Okay, my bad.
Okay, so when I was sitting up here advocating for the union workers, everybody told me that I was crazy to go up against such a big entity. You want to go up against the UAW is crazy. I've had so many lawyers slam the door in my face. I'm talking about big wigs, small wigs, everything else. I even was infiltrated like they was infiltrating, the government was infiltrating and stuff. They did a whole lot of dirty things. They had people pretending like they were union members and all kind of stuff. Because people kept telling me I didn't have a case. And the only reason why I'm speaking on this is because I know what it's like for everyone to shut the door on you and say, no, this not gonna work. You should do this. But God put it on me to continue to do it. So I said, and people was like, no, that ain't gonna work. No, that's just not gonna work. And lawyers have told me this. Big shots have told me this. That happened to me. This was back in 2010. Now, mind you, 4 years it took for this lawsuit to happen. 4 years it took. We was in court fighting with them for 4 years and we prevailed. So when I tell you, when God puts something on you and we can't foresee because it ain't for us to see, we can't doubt that though. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. When he said God put it on him, that's when I bagged off because I knew what that's like. I can't be on here telling people God put me here to talk about men's rights and then say, well, I don't believe that God will really put me on here to do this. Because look, it was 4 years. Now, Sharon did this, Sharon did that, we get it. But at the end of the day, he had a choice to call this person, that person, and everything else. And from what I was told, from what he told me, he was calling everybody when he got a chance. But he only get 500 minutes. And I told him that he got a whole sector of people riding with him. We've been beat up out here by him. I told him everything, and I told him names of bloggers. And I told him whenever you're ready, I want you to talk to every last one of them, even the ones I don't like. Because they done went to court, they done did things, whether I like them or not. So I'm just saying, when people speak and say God put it on their heart, that's what we need to bag up. I'm telling you, we need to bag up. Because we crossing the line.
Again, that's your opinion, and the people that agree with you is people that don't agree with you that have their own opinions. I don't agree with it, so I'm just saying.
And that's fine. But when you bag up, you don't have to agree with it, but you can at least respect it and say, let them push their stuff.
And I've been saying that, like, y'all making it seem like I'm sitting over here saying I'm trying to get everybody against it. I don't care what nobody do.
Yeah, but it kind of can be interpreted that way because.
But I don't care what nobody do. I'm still gonna say what I say. I'm still gonna push what I say and how I feel. And either people can agree with me and like keep going with me, or they can disagree and go the other way. I don't care. I'm not on here for that. I'm on here to talk shit, debunk shit, and speak my mind.
I understand that. Listen, I understand that. You always spoke your mind. That's why I like you, because you got a big mouth, like me. But what I'm saying is, if this man is going through what he's going through, and he said that God has stepped there, sometimes, just because we got a big mouth, sometimes, and I learned this long time ago, sometimes we just have to, that's all I'm saying. That's it. It ain't no right or wrong if you write the letters or not. It ain't no right or wrong if you send the letters that's already generated or not. It ain't no right or wrong, y'all. It ain't none. But every time we have...
And that's what I'm trying to say. It ain't no right or wrong. And people are making it, oh, you're right, you're wrong. It is not, because everybody gonna have their own opinion. Everybody gonna do what they want to do. That and then people, if you disagree with what the majority say, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're fucking wrong," like da da da. And if you are the majority that disagree, you can be like, "Oh, you're wrong because you agree with it." You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lose situation. And at the end of the day,
what if he knows that it's not going to make a difference on his?
then he just telling people shit to tell it. I'm telling you, I feel like this. If he know that he know this ain't going nowhere, then he's wrong for misleading his supporters.
But what if he ain't doing it? What if he want to bring awareness to something that was?
That's what I said. If that's what he want to do, then that's his choice. I said that.
So
I don't know how many times I gotta keep saying that. If he wants to bring awareness to his situation, then that's what it is. But that's not what he's saying. That's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing he said that this could have changed his whole situation, like the whole case. That's what I hear him saying. He's not saying I'm just wanting to bring awareness. He's saying that this could change his whole case. They probably wouldn't have found him guilty is what I'm getting from it. And when I read when I read supporters' comments, that's the same thing they say. Well, this could have made a whole difference in this case. They like Azriel probably when they testify. Azriel was already a Jane Doe. That's what people not understanding. She was already a Jane Doe in the case. They just didn't. People think they knew the Jane Does. They did not know the Jane Does until the case was happening. Azriel was already a Jane Doe. We just didn't know it. We was naming other people in the case that didn't even come up in the case.
She was number 4.
She was already in the case, and that's what people don't understand. And if you look at it, she was already there. That's why she said it's up to the supporters if she want to flip flop or she want to testify or not. She knew she was already part of the case. Azriel, I guarantee Azriel knew she was already part of the case.
I wouldn't put a pass.
And if you listen to what R. Kelly was saying, not just R. Kelly, but Joyce and them, prior to Larry, like let's cut Larry the hell out. Let's cut all that shit out. Prior to that, Joycelyn said she was already leaving the house. She was disappearing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then this is when the blue couch comes in when R. Kelly talks about the blue couch. R. Kelly's like, yo, she was taking the money. She was taking money from the couch.
Because Joycelyn was the one that
Joycelyn went and snitched on her.
Yeah.
So let's take out Angelo and motherfucking Larry. They had nothing to do with Azriel leaving that house. Cause that is when she was dressing provocative. This is when she was like, I do what I want to do. This is prior to her fucking with Larry. But nobody wants to go back to that because everyone's like, oh, Larry flipped her. No, I want to go back to what I remember. I remember that Joycelyn said she was already leaving the house. She was taking money from their stash, and they didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
I still believe he flipped her, though.
No, you can believe that. Well, I'm talking about before that. Azriel knew she was part of the indictment. Azriel knew she was a Jane Doe.
She was, yep.
And then if you say this, you say, no, I don't believe that. Larry had something to do with it. Angelo had something to do with it. They didn't know. Go back to when Joycelyn was talking. When she told R. Kelly, she's not here at night. She's not here. I don't know where she's going.
Okay, well, we got to go back and visit that. And we got to go back and visit that date.
Nobody's talking about before she went to Larry and before Angelo came involved or even Shabazz. Nobody's talking about before the Shabazz situation because Shabazz happened before Larry. Shabazz said that she was on the phone. But before that, Azriel was already leaving the house. She was doing her own little thing. That's why she was mad with R. She knew it was her time to get off of his list. She knew. She was trying to see if R. Kelly would take her off the list. And because he did it, that bitch was like, fuck it then. Fuck it. That's all I'm saying. I gotta go back. I don't wanna before the influences, before anything influenced her. Azriel was already a Jane Doe, and Azriel was already leaving the house, and she was taking his money.
She was Jane Doe number 4, and she was the one that had put her in Connecticut. And they switched her from being in Connecticut. They put her in California so she could.
Thank you. Yes, she was the Connecticut girl. Yes, she was traveling in Connecticut. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. And then everybody listened. See, Spitfire, you remember people was like, "Oh, this is who I think the Jane Doe's is." It was this person, this person, this. It wasn't. And then look at when the case came out. None of the people, everybody listening except for Leah, was in fake. You know what I'm saying? Was in the fucking paperwork. Like they was like, "Whoa, what? Who is these new people? Who is this? This other person and this person?" And we are Azriel flipped because no, go back, y'all, go back and read it before the superseding indictment. Go back and read it.
I gotta read that. It's
Yep,
been
she
4
was
years.
the
Damn.
first one. She was Jane Doe number 4, and I showed it to y'all before. She was Jane Doe number 4.
I gotta go back. That was about 4 years ago, y'all. Shit.
Yeah, she was
Now,
Jane Doe
damn.
number 4.
Yeah, she was included in 2019. She was there. She just didn't cooperate. It wasn't. It was leading up to it because Kale. That's why, like I said, all this shit came out after the fact. She literally did not want Kale to take her off of the thing. She didn't want. She felt that if you choose this chick over me, then that's it. That's it for me. That's how I feel.
Hey, Trent.
What's going on? What we talking about tonight?
Well, I guess it would depend on what part you came in on. I came in on the BOP.
Well, we was talking about Sharon Wimbush.
That was our title.
I came in after Sharon Wimbush, and then somebody else came in about. You came in about where was Jane Doe number 4 or 5, or where she come in at.
Okay. Sharon is a crackpot. And we gotta be completely honest about that. Whenever this man's lawyer comes out and has to say, no, I don't talk to you, and she done been out here. This woman won the Guinness's Book of World Records for the longest running sinus infection ever. She done had a sinus infection for 4 years. She need to lay off the narcotic. All right. The next thing is she be capping. Why do the lady cap so much? She go out here, go to this website. Spitfire, I know you got the phone calls, all right, respect to all of that, but I don't see how that helps the man. I don't see how writing in these letters to the DOJ.
Well, it's up to, we already passed that. It's up to each individual person whether they want to write the letters or not. Everyone has.
Yeah, we don't even want to talk about the BOP.
Whether people want to write it or whether they don't want to write it, it's up to them. People can take a whole different approach when it comes to the BOP. It don't have to really be for Rob. So we already got that. We ain't gonna even start that mess back up. Please, Lord, for the
okay. Then let's keep the main thing. Then the crackpot Sharon Wimbush. Okay, she's a crackpot who been out here just capping and carrying on for 4 years. She don't have no information that's useful. She don't even know what the damn case is. So why are folks listening to this woman at this point? She done been discredited by everybody. Somebody, you done shown your face, Spitfire, even though you ain't on the screen right now. Randy done shown her face. Sylvia done shown her face. Even Levi done shown his face. But we ain't seen this woman's face in 4 years. Why is that? Do anybody got a 2023 picture of this woman?
Nope. Ain't nobody got nothing after when was the last video she did?
No.
She talks shit about people, then the same people who she talks shit about, Dana, she go back and team up with these people and do the bidding for these people. Like they working in tandem. Like I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Like what's the thinking behind this? Like what's the rationale behind all of this? I mean, when you saying that you're a part of the legal team, the lawyers have to say, no, you're not. I mean, don't that speak volumes? Like Bon Jean came out in this stuff, like this man, some of the stuff that he's doing with these letters, like Bon Jean had to come out and say, look, I'm not even finna pursue an appeal in Chicago. I'm not finna pursue an appeal in Chicago because of some of this talking on the phones and stuff like that. So it's just like whatever the advice is over there, I'm not following it. I don't, Can
Well,
anybody?
I did tell him that he shouldn't talk no more until after the briefings of his appeals and stuff. I did say that to him. I said I don't even want you calling my channel no more after the briefing of his appeal because I don't want to be the issue for whatever the unforeseen. Like I said, I'm not an attorney, so I don't
And you
know.
know what, Spitfire, you probably the only person that did that because and I think I heard the Andre guy say the same thing is that he needs to stop talking to a lot of people. You two are the only people that said that to him because everybody else is just, it's entertainment for him. It's picking views for him.
Right. So I did say that, and then I did say that he want people to write letters, but then I did catch what the emails because the email said 2 names, and the letters that's generated is 5 names, and one of the letters that was generated was the prosecutor, and I said, well, why would anybody be writing him about these letters? So I did put that out there. You know what I mean? So I'm trying
Because and Spitfire, hold on real quick, because you said that. I'm gonna tell you why. The people that are generating the letters are from overseas. They're not up to date with a lot of stuff going on over here. Now, if WinCap was updating them on this information with the guy resigning, right? Then they would have known to change those names that you was just talking about. But they didn't because she don't keep up with it. She listens to other people. She gets her information. And I'm talking about Sharon WinCap. She gets her information from other people. And then she tries to keep up with what's going on YouTube. She don't keep up with his case for real. And that's how those people did not know that the names that was on those letters were still there.
Right. That's why I was sitting up there. That's why I sat up there was like, okay, well, I have to make sure that people. No, I'm not speaking about what's behind the scenes. I'm speaking about what I said in my public platform. And I said this on my public platform. I said that I spoke out that there was only 2 names on the emails, and I posted the emails in my community. Okay, so that's what I said. For someone who says, Spitfire, are you speaking of what you spoke to him about behind the scenes? Because I spoke to him what I spoke to him behind the scenes, and I spoke to him what I spoke to him on my platform. And then I played what I spoke to him behind the scenes that I wanted people to know. And one of the things I told him is that you should talk to your attorneys about the things you do because it can be protected under current attorney-client privilege other than people using it from off these platforms. So I know exactly what I'm saying. Thank you. But what I was saying here was we need to pay attention to details of everything that is put out here and not just run with it. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. So
that's it.
So what's the next steps? Like, you know, what is the next steps? What is it that folks universally agree on as far as what the next steps should be? Because his attorney is working pro bono, and like the chaos and the madness that went on during you know, the actual trial or the lead up to the trial, that really, I don't think that there should really be going on with an attorney that's working for free. You know, everybody ain't got to answer at one time.
Yeah, she is working. She is working pro bono. You know what I think, Trent? I don't think it's really about what the attorney's doing. I think it's about people. I think it's about what our rights are as a people, how the legal system is being manipulating one's due process. And I think people should just focus on the law pertaining to taxpayers and human rights as opposed to just R. Kelly. I said that from 2019 that everybody need to put everybody together.
Well, what he said is, what's the next steps though? Like everybody, let's say everybody write these letters, right? And if I'm not mistaken, this is what you're talking about, Trent. Everybody write these letters. After the letters is written, let's say nothing happens. What's the next step?
Well, I think that's what I'm talking about. It shouldn't be just about R. Kelly. It should be about everybody that's in the damn prison system.
Well, you better not say that this back, or you're gonna have some people mad at you now, okay?
I've been saying that for 4 years. I don't know why they'll be mad at me now because that's what I've been saying since 2019.
But even if it's not about him, I mean, you say it's not about him, but it is because that's what he's saying. That's what his focus is. So after the BOP letters and nothing happens, what's the next steps? Because we already know he's going through the appeal process in New York. So what's the next steps? I mean, what do people focus on? Not me. What do people focus on?
Well, they want to focus on the BOP, I would suggest them not just focusing on R. Kelly again. I know what you're saying, but I'm going to continue to say it how I want to say it. I wouldn't just focus on R. Kelly. And then I will bring awareness to this might have been going on with many other inmates. And this is probably why they have a high conviction rate. And I'll bring awareness to it that we know about it. If nothing else, people going to know that we know. So they're going to be more skeptical on doing the things that they did with him in the future. That's what I think. So even if you can't save this man, you may can save somebody else in the long run. But that's me, and that's what I'm here for. But I understand y'all here for just R. Kelly, but I'm just saying. And I told R. Kelly that when I was on the phone with him. See, people make up narratives what they want to hear. They don't say what they actually heard. You know.
Okay. I mean,
Say it again, I didn't hear her.
People make up narratives what they want to hear, but they don't actually speak on what they actually heard.
Okay.
So with the case, like the letters are one thing, but what is it in terms of how you have a RICO where it's only one person that did all of the crimes of a criminal organization?
There you have it. Now that's what I'm talking. See, a man that's on here talking some damn sense.
Like what, like, you know, and that, like, a lot of folks, they don't like when I'm saying, like, yo, them letters, they cool, but when we get past those letters, how are we talking about we had a whole RICO? And the only way that this case is able to happen is by you applying the rules of a RICO to connect all of these unconnected, singular, siloed events, and you piecemeal them together to make it a RICO, but the RICO only encompasses one person.
And the RICO ain't even a RICO. It's more like a Charlie.
And yeah, there you go. There you go. And so, you know, when we out here, when we on these platforms and stuff like that, and it's like you writing it off, like part of why I changed my narrative a while ago is because if you over here, you saying, okay, he's 100% innocent, or this ain't happened, that ain't happened, you know, that's fine, but it's a larger thing at play of, hey, it's a RICO charge. That's an organization. It's a gang law, right? That calls for like 53 predicate acts, and you only got one person. He paid all of the people, hired all of the women, fucked all of the women, booked all of the flights, built the hotels, checked himself into the hotels, all of these things.
And held people hostage, and he did all the kidnapping by himself.
Exactly. And you got folks out here pursuing restitution that got body augmentations, they got trips, they were stealing or embezzling, right? They were embezzling money, giving it back to the families and stuff like that. And these people were participants. The parents of these alleged victims were co-conspirators.
I can agree with that.
Like, you have folks over there where Stephanie Hugo, who's connected to the prosecutor's office and stuff like that out of Chicago, and she out of all of the people that was supposedly in Chicago, in New York, this one girl gets restitution in the form of like $90,000, something like that, when and then buys a restaurant out in LA, and like we just talking about some emails, like this. He got so much legitimate stuff that he can go.
How do we go about forming that? Since we can't, people on here, for those who support and don't support the bot or whatever, let's forget it. How do we come together as supporters to come together not just for Rob, but for all the men, but it's going to include him because it's where it started from. How do you suggest, as a man yourself, what would be your starting point on advocating?
Okay, well, I'm glad that you asked me that. So, I got several degrees in project management. So
I
first,
see your grad schools. I
there
don't
you
know
go.
which ones you be on. You got a lot of channels. I'll be like, oh, okay, I see he got a lot.
So,
But go ahead,
so
let's hear
first,
it.
first we need to form a governing body, right? We need to have a governance body, right, of the people who are best at certain things that they do. So some people are better at orating and getting attention. Some people just have a knack and a propensity for reading motions. So we need a governing body of different minds who are experts at the different things that they do. The
Okay,
governing
so
body.
you've been. I'm going to cut you off right there because if I forget, I'm sorry. If you
Mm,
so now that you've been on in this sector for a minute, and
mm,
you've been looking at things from a supporter and an opposing point of view, what would
mm.
you think that everyone on this platform strong points are, starting with Sylvia?
Okay, well, Sylvia is just she about
Yeah,
that
start
life.
with Sylvia. Mine is me.
Sylvia about that life. You feel me? Sylvia the pull up queen. She pulling up everywhere. So you don't have a governing body without Sylvia. Sylvia is the church. You know what I'm saying? She would be the church person because she's the one with the foremost knowledge. She had the most time engraved, so to say. And she done been everywhere. She done heard all of this stuff firsthand. So she would be the chairperson of the committee. Um, you got certain people who are just hell raisers or what have you. So,
Okay.
the hell raisers, like they have a point or whatever. Like you got folks who just gonna bring the fire, spitting fire, right? Allah, spitting fire. Debo, he's somebody. I know he going through his own situation, but he's somebody who can drum it up. He got a lot of that fire. Um,
What
you
about
know,
Randa?
Randa is the
No,
queen of
no, Randall talk shit.
Randa is the queen of clapbacks or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? When you come in, you start forming a body. Once you start having something that look like it's gonna work, you're gonna have naysayers. And Randa is the queen of coming and clapping these niggas up. So let her do what she good at, roasting these niggas and keeping the main thing the main thing. Keep this shit on focus or whatever. Everybody, they're gonna come after everybody who's talking shit. Everybody don't need to go back and start clapping back at everybody. That's a bunch of time waste. You
Because
designate.
Randa show got that on lock. She
There
showed
you
that
go.
she'll take down a whole army. Okay, so
Mhm.
what about outside of the social media sector? As a man, because I'm speaking as a man who if people want to get things done and get involved with the government as a taxpayer and a citizen of the United States, what would you suggest that the people start doing?
Well, the number one thing is that once he's going to be transferred out of the Chicago MCC at some point. So
Right.
when he gets transferred outside of the MCC, the First Amendment gives you the right to organize and the right to protest. So T-shirts need to be made or whatever, in whatever prison he goes into, go out there in front of that mug with loudspeakers and talk about the injustice of the case in front of the prison and stuff like that. I guarantee you it's gonna cause attention to somebody and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, you know what I'm saying? We have to determine what our long-term goal is. If the long-term goal is the exoneration, then that's the ultimate goal. But what's the midway point? The midway point might be getting the New York case overturned. But then what are our milestones leading up to that? How do we get attention or whatever? I think like Chicago is over, but how do we go and keep the foot on the neck or whatever? Like one, stand outside of the prison, but another thing is I would say go out there to Brooklyn Plaza or whatever that is, where the federal court is out there in Brooklyn, and talk about how Judge Donnelly had a career as a sex crimes prosecutor, and she was allowed to sit over the case for R. Kelly. And not
And Joy
this
for
ain't the
Heart. She got some awards for Joy for Heart,
there
which
you
is a
but
big organization.
not only that, but she was also a member of the prosecution team that fought that incarcerated the Central Park Five.
Right.
And these types of things need to be highlighted. But you know, she stopped Trump's Muslim ban in 2017. So a lot of the things that is in her background, she should have never been allowed to sit on the case. You know, and so you have to go in and bring attention to it. But it has to be short-term milestones in place so that, you know, like, all right, boom, we got to say, all right, cool. We want to go out here, and the focus of this is to get 500,000 views on Instagram or 500,000 views on whatever platform, and then start building up. Because just like Me Too didn't bring this man down in one day. They didn't bring him down, and it wasn't Survivor R. Kelly that brought him down. They kept showing up to the concert dates. They kept their foot on the decks. And so if the team over here is as dedicated as they like to say, then how do you say, all right, well, look, it's gonna cost too much to do this every week, but how do we do this 1 month? Or even if it's 1 month a quarter, we pick a Saturday where everybody meets up in a place and protest for that. Or, you know, the committee, these are decisions for the committee to ultimately decide. We get somebody who's in charge of posters that's cold as hell with that. You get folks out here to really talk about it and then do the tie-ins and then talk about the you know, because they talk so much about toxic masculinity, but I think that it's a such thing as toxic femininity to a certain degree.
Femininity, you're right.
There you go. So we need to talk about toxic femininity. You know what I'm saying? And start really creating our talking points. And once we create our talking points, then we stick to those talking points religiously. We don't.
That's what I agree with that. I agree with that. Thank you so very much. Okay, but what do you think about? And I'm glad you said this, because the reason why I said this, and that's why when me and Randa first came up here, I said, "Oh no, we ain't finna do that. You my sister for life. We ain't finna fall out over this or whatever. You will still be a big mouth, and I'm gonna still have a big mouth, and we just have a difference of opinion, or I'm gonna have a little milder of opinion." But what I wanted to say is, what do you think about how to organize and come together without the opposition imposing the opposite viewpoints of what it is you're doing to the public?
But see, that's why come you designate, and with your governance committee, you designate the people who gonna clap back and respond to that type of stuff, so that the people who are doing the work, we have to be brutally honest. Some people are better at clapping back, being entertaining, and there's some people who are better thinkers. So the people who are the clapback agents, you know what I'm saying, you assign them the title. You the minister of clapback. You clapping up everybody. You the king of roasting. Go and roast this person. Go and roast that person. And that's the morale building. While the work is being done, you keep a sector of people who is there specifically for the work. And you keep the work the main thing. And then once we say that we gonna unify, we gonna come together. Once we determine we gonna come together, everybody is there. The clapback agents, whatever. And you already determine when you go and do this, whose channel, what 2 or 3 channels it's gonna be put on, and everybody don't need to be going live. You need 2 to 3 channels for people to go and put that stuff on. And then, you know, everybody can alternate channels, so everybody get the notoriety is building everybody's channel. And then we have to create bylaws, though. This is what we're gonna do, and we have to stick religiously to those bylaws. And anybody who's going against the bylaws, then hey, we gotta do away with them. You know,
well, we got a person. We got Sylvia that marched to the beat of her own drum. I don't know, Sylvia. Can you stick with some bylaws?
Excuse me?
Can you stick with some bylaws?
What do you mean stick to bylaws? What do you mean?
What Trent said, you got to have bylaws and you got to stick with it. And if you have a plan on something, you got to stick. We can't deviate from it. And you know, if you got an impulse on something, you will go left when we all supposed to be going right. Can you stick to the plan?
Can't make promises.
See, that's what. Well, at least you're honest. At least you're honest.
Trent,
You're honest.
when you pass a certain age, I ain't following no bylaws.
I mean, but you got to follow the laws of the United States.
I follow the laws, but I ain't following the bylaws. I still have to deviate.
I mean, well then that's where we not gonna be able to organize though.
Right.
If we don't have, you know what I'm saying, we don't have no agreement on how we gonna create a body to tackle something, then you know we ain't gonna be able to organize, you know.
All right.
And that's cool too.
Well, the reason why I asked you that is because I've always talked about men's rights, and I never even had the opportunity to really ask a man, you know, to have this conversation with a man. And unfortunately, I never. No one like you who can actually articulate a sentence very well and speak well and is educated enough to say it. So, and put it together and really do it. So when I heard you speak the other day and I heard you speak a few weeks ago, I was like, oh, he's a very intelligent man.
Well, you just learning that.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you see how she do? You see how she do you?
You know what? It's too many people. It's too many people. Too many wars was going on. It was just too much. And I was even out here fighting my damn self. So, you know, I can't. Some people I just forget. Like some people I forget they even have a channel. So there's no pun intended. You know. But now I know you here. You know what I mean? Now I know because you sometimes you out of sight, out of mind. You don't see. But now I see you because you're more frequently on people channel that I frequent often, like here on Sylvia's or on Random. So now I see you more often. But the reason why I was saying that is because I believe that the only way women can really fight this fight with men going through is the men stepping up.
Right, but we gotta have some type of outreach because I study my analytics on my page. And what my analytics tell me is that 95% of the folks who watching me are women. So what is it? What is the disconnect about what's being said, and why? You know, why is it not connecting with men? You know, and so we have to go and do some studies like that. That's a case study or that's a project to understand what is it that men. What is it that men gravitate to, or where do they look, or how do they get their awareness? You know, is it just you need to be at sporting events, or you know, what is it? You know, hey, it could be one of several different things. I think that's a case study that really we have to do to kind of grow the audience and also the appetite to talk about these things, right? You know, so how do we grow the appetite to really talk about and elocute these things properly beyond where we currently are? Like myself, Dom K, and others, we are here, but you know, how do we get other folks to come on? And I think that a big part of it is that men need structure. You know, they need structure, and when things don't have no structure, then I think that causes a lot of men to kind of drop off and veer off because you know you're not getting anything accomplished. You know, and I think you know as men we have to get something accomplished. You got to get something done. So we have. That's why I say creating these small wins or something like that. Because, you know, not just men, but everybody loves it when a plan comes together. But what is the plan? And if we don't have a plan, everything else is really going to fall by the wayside. So, you know, you have to create a plan. I think that's paramount.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a hard question. It's even about me. What do you, me speaking up for men, what do you think the disconnect in my message to this my own sector with the men that's already been in here? Because I'm
Okay.
not a man, so I only can speak for what I think I know. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And so,
So as you a man, speak, teach me.
okay, and so, well, with your channels, like, I don't know, it might be kind of the approach. Like what I know, I don't watch all your videos, but I know it's like I
Not my
know it's like
dragon stuff. Not my dragon stuff. That's just I'm talking
right.
about when I speak for men's rights. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And so speaking for the men's rights, like all of this is all analytical. Okay, and so how do you feed the algorithm? How do you feed the algorithm to get that to go out there? And one of the biggest things I know for the algorithm, like for us over here on this version, on this side of the YouTube streets, we produce so much content because we doing live streams and stuff every day. But I think that concise edited videos where you come on and you basically do it like college APA format. That's what I use for a lot of things, where you start off with a thesis. You get you got three main points you trying to hit, three sub points under these three main points, and then you have a conclusion.
Okay.
And I think that it has to be structured like that. And so, like, one of the things I will do is I come out, I make a title to my show. That's my thesis statement. That's the first thing I'm gonna come on, I'm gonna state. I got my three main points, then three sub points under there, come back at the end, tie it back to what the title was, or tie it back to make it seem, did I prove my thesis or did I prove my hypothesis? It's like a science experiment. Did I prove my hypothesis? Yes or no? Go to the bridge, I'm out. But it's the formatting of it, structuring of it. That's all that it is. Once you structure it right, then it'll pop off like wildfire.
Well, thank you so very much for that learning and teaching moment. I was looking forward to some more because I'm definitely taking notes. I definitely was writing as you was speaking your points because it was very educational, and you definitely have the right channel calling it grad school. I don't know if it's still that, call it grad school or whatever, but that definitely speaks to you because you have a lot to teach someone. So I definitely want to hear some more information about that because I think that this sector definitely needed. And I hope the people even paid attention to it, and I hope it calmed everybody down for what the conversation was earlier. So I thank you for that perfect layout on how to reach the audience of a different sex and stuff like that, and putting together a body of people to perhaps advocate however they advocate. And thank you, Sylvia, for having me on your chat, and thank you, Randa. Okay, I'm gonna be out of here. Fire out. Talk to you later.
All right, good night. Trent,
Yes, ma'am. I'm in the building.
what's going on? What's going on?
Nothing much.
I'll be in Chicago next couple of hours.
Oh yeah, damn, that's right. Your thing is
Thursday.
is today.
No,
Thursday.
Thursday. Mm-hmm.
Thursday shit. I gotta check my calendar for the plantation. Let me make sure. If I ain't doing that, I might have to roll up there to Chicago.
How long it takes you to get up there?
Chicago only 4 hours away from St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
It's only 4.5 hours. What time is the court date in the morning? It's early in the morning.
It's at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Damn, I had to get up about 4 in the morning. You feel me? I'm gonna try to get up. I'm gonna try to get up there. I'm gonna see what my meetings are on Thursday. If it's something where they have it every week, I'm gonna come on up there to Chicago and represent. Cause you was riding or whatever. You got locked up or whatever. That touched my heart. I knew you was about it.
No, I'm not about it like that. It was a lie. Come on, it's a lie.
I heard that they had got you, but like I say, I'm gonna try to make it up there. I think that was wrong. That was wrong how the lady went over there and lied on you and stuff like that, especially when folks supposed to be out here advocating against lies. So
you do it.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I don't understand? How can somebody live with themselves knowing that you actually cause harm, cause some destruction in somebody's life, and still can sit on a public platform and do that? I don't understand it.
Well, I mean, everybody has different morals and codes that they live by. You know, so a lot of folks that what I learned early on is some folks are not really here to be constructive. Like they here to get the attention of it. They here to get the notoriety, to get the views, get the cash apps, get everybody is here, but people's motivations for doing the things that they do are all different, and people's morals and stuff are different too. So I mean, person in question, like I say, they got just weird motivations and stuff like that. He got weird motivations. Like I ain't gonna say too much about her, but the motivations and stuff are disjointed. I will say at least. They are disjointed, and some of the behavior is very questionable. Especially as it pertains to children and things like that. So just it's not my cup of tea. Some of that stuff is real low down or whatever. So
I want to address
yeah.
two people in here. I guess they're talking about you. This Simone person. Let's talk. So let's talk to trolls or supporter. I'm confused, and then this guy Jay here. Simone, I'm confused. Why is he here? Either, but ain't my channel. Okay, you're right. That is not your channel. Here's the deal. For some strange reason, I have never seen Simone and I've never seen Jay at any marches for Mr. Kelly or anything like that, but I've seen you. So, who is the foe and non-supporter or troll?
Yeah. Well,
This is a,
go ahead.
no, I'm saying this is the problem I have. They can sit behind a computer and talk all this crap of support, but I haven't seen any of them with any foots on the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
Just because you express your opinion about something does not make you not a person that's going to fight for what is right.
Well, everything
Flip-flop.
everything is all out. Everything is really all out of love, to be 100% honest with you. And if the way that I was raised is that sometimes love is tough love. So you can't always be saying what somebody's trying to hear. Like I don't pander to my audience. If you're gonna leave, you're gonna leave. If you're gonna stay, you're gonna stay. But I'm not trying to pander to nobody. And I think that that if R. Kelly, the man, if he would have been brutally honest with himself, then he would have fared out well for himself, because the moment that this stuff happened, he could have just said, I did some wrong and I ain't been right in this. So look, this is what I'm willing to, this is the plea deal that I'm willing to accept, and he would have still been able to have some part of his money. He could have just copped to it, and that would have been that, and he would almost be out. But even to this day, he's been in jail for almost 4 years. And when these phone calls are coming out about, send these letters off, well, there's a footnote in the motion about that computer that says, it's a banner on there that says you have no rights to privacy. You should not expect privacy on this machine. So if he was able to read, then he probably would have saw that, and he would know that he's doing an effort that's all in vain. But I don't expect everybody's thinking to be evolved. Like, we can't just be living off of emotions and they did wrong and this is so wrong, and You know, when I talk to people, I'm speaking to them as a professional in cybersecurity, bachelor's degree, what Western Governors Union did this for the almost 20 years of my life. And I'm trying to tell people from experience that I know what I'm talking about. People from the BOP called me earlier and said she didn't break the law. She just violated the BOP policy. So it's, you know, that stuff, it don't bother me. You know, the people saying you're not brainwashed. When they call me a flip-flopper, you're not brainwashed.
You're not controlled by, you're not, and that's what education is all about. Education is about not being part of the think box, where everybody's thinking the same. Somebody got to think different. I don't understand it. I don't understand it that you can bring out exactly some points that some people don't comprehend, and then now you're the ops.
Well, it's that, people are showing their educational level who say stuff like that, because, when you go to school, you go to higher education. Yeah. First you have to think one way. You have to have a thesis, or you have to have every science experiment starts off to disprove stuff. So when you look at things, you have to also search at what are the counter arguments, or what is the other side of this. That's what they do in debate class. That's what they doing in the courtroom. And if you are going into a criminal case as a criminal lawyer, you need to be thinking like a prosecutor. You can't just think like, if you the best criminal lawyers think like prosecutors. And that's what people don't. The people that is not connecting with some folks. When I say that folks are saying, "Oh, he's not guilty," you are going off of hood rules. That's bullshit in the hood. But the government set out to prove a case, and they prove their case. Folks can say Lisa Van Allen, oh, she was lying. She was not there to tell the truth. Lisa Van Allen was there to establish a timeline.
Exactly.
The government knew that she was lying. But it was, if you are only looking at one thing, you looking at the left hand, and the right hand is the one that's doing all of the magic. So people miss the point. And so, I don't really get off into all of that. People gonna talk, they gonna say whatever, but I know I stepped up to the BOP door, and I told him bring his ass downstairs, and I told him y'all don't treat dogs like this. So when people say stuff about me, what's your credentials? Where have you been at? That was a federal prison that I approached. You know what I mean? So what are their credentials? You got a bunch of armchair revolutionaries. They ain't wore down no rubber on their souls. They ain't broke no sweat. They ain't did it. Your voice ain't been hoarse. And so that's all that's the point. This is just live streams to people. This is just entertainment. But I live, I breathe this stuff. Hey, activism is in my blood. You know what I mean? So I don't pay attention to mindless idiots. That ain't what I do.
Don't mind if I use your computer real quick to log into my email so I can send a code to it? Got several emails.
It's too late for that tonight, ma'am. Okay. Let's do it tomorrow.
If you are advocating for advocacy, if you are advocating for a cause, why would you throw negative things about your advocacy? Negative things. Do you see what has been written about this man in the newspaper? When these people saying things like what Peace and Love is saying, do they know that I'm reading what was written in government motions time after time? Like, y'all got a beef with me, but y'all ain't got no beef with Jason Mesner from the Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, Mary Jones. I mean, Jim, Derek, God is like y'all. If y'all gave these people any level of you know, y'all was on these folks bumper the way that y'all be on my bumper, then y'all might have made some progress by now.
I'm confused because a couple of them in here say flip flop, flip flop. What is this? What's that you changed? You said they were on your channel from day one, and he did change on Kel's. I don't know if you seen it, but I did. Then another person says, you read that one already. I don't have a beef with you. I'm just asking a question. Peace.
People act like people. First off, I'm a common person who don't know R. Kelly, never met him, never talked to him. I talk to people around him, people on the back end. And as you get closer to unsolving the case, you find out the people who are in the inner circles, the family members, the entourage. Once you come to find out who Rob really is, it's like his brother Kerry said. Rob is one person, but that R. Kelly, that's somebody completely different. That's what his own brother said. So I'm not starstruck by the man. I have the ability to look at him objectively. He engaged in some acts that he should not have engaged in. He went against the advice of his own legal counsel. And so me repeating the things that even his lawyers have copped to, I don't understand these things. People would talk about me, but then they say Bon Jean. Do you know what Bon Jean said? What the things that she conceded to in these motions?
I don't think people understood those either. I don't think they read it and understand what she has conceded to. You know,
sex with men. It was all types of stuff, man. Like this dude should have just taken a plea deal. It's videotapes out here, and people want to make it just be, oh, that was the tape with Damon Pryor. Well, what about the other 3 tapes? Come on. Like, what about the other 3 tapes? None of the people who are saying these things, they are not people who actually went to the trial. People who actually attended the trial, was in the main courtroom and the overflow room. I've never heard that from those people. Just keeping it real. Leona Shaw say, I was your moderator. Yeah, but I mean, whatever. That's a button that you hit on YouTube. It don't mean anything. Okay. Stand fire. It's not active. There. Any other questions?
You're right, Unique. I'm in my own lane. I mean, I see people for people. I don't go with the status quo with the crowd. I develop a relationship with Trent, and Trent, I mean, I love him as a brother, and so his opinion is his opinion, regardless of what. Just like I respect his opinion and he respects mine. For me not to speak to him because he thinks different from me, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy.
So you are not advocating for him. You just feel like he should not have been in the RICO and he got too much time. That was not a RICO. And they piecemealed several small inconsequential things together in order to make it be a case. The case on its own merit don't really have a whole bunch of standing. Okay, yeah, he had sex with a bunch of groupies. So did Steven Tyler, so did Elvis, so did Bon, so did Jerry Lewis, so did several others. Insert a rock and roller's name here. He did it. He had sex with women who were in the music industry. How many people have been in the music industry and have become cocaine addicts, heroin abusers, And this is stuff that they are exposed to. The government is going out of their way to make what he did be all that different than anything else that's going on. And what they're trying to do is press a narrative on to the people and make the people believe something that's just not true. What age do they think that prostitution and whoring starts at? It starts at like
13.
Like when in a real game with some real pimps and some real, Blade Runners, when by the time a woman is 26 years old, and by the time a woman is 26 years old, she's a senior citizen in the prostitution game. Like, people don't want to admit that. Like, I can show you girls out here that's 19 years old, and not only because I come from that lifestyle, but that type of stuff. These women hopping in cars with guys, going out to the cars, giving them blowjobs. They full-blown cocaine addicts. You can look at somebody's skin. I can touch somebody and see, hey, if the skin too soft, she on coke. She on, or they skin too dull, that's on her run. Like this is stuff that goes on. And they want to totally make you look at R. Kelly and completely take Robert out of it. Like he's not from Aggregate Garden, or he's not from the projects on the south side of Chicago. And that the things that they convicted him of, or that he was indicted for, that those are not commonplace things that go on in the ghetto. This case first started with the Chicago State's Attorney. And so if the Chicago State's Attorney cares so much about the females of this case, why is it that they let the Pruitt and Igoe people build the Cabrini Greens, build all of the projects, the Robert Taylor homes in Chicago? And then when they built those things, they took the resources out of it. So once you take the resources out of it, the Richard J. Daley, the father, Richard M. Daley, the son, ran Chicago for 55 years, sold all of the revenue generating resources of Chicago to private industry. Chicago is billions of dollars in debt, and they have no way to get out of the debt, because anything they could use to make money, they have sold it all to private interest groups. And so this is the money. The south side of Chicago look horrible. If you go up on West Madison, on the west side of Chicago, you literally see heroin addicts dozing off, falling down at the needle. And then you want to isolate R. Kelly outside of all of that. They have a gang problem in Chicago. You see Chief Keef rap about it. You see Lil Durk, and insert the next guy here. They all rap about this culture that's permeated on the south side of Chicago, but the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois, they don't want to do anything to combat the criminal activity and the drug use and all that shit that's going on in Chicago. So to answer the person's question, it's more than just about he had sex with this person or this. And that's the things that it's always been bigger. I have always been trying to tell folks that it's bigger than just that. Like, throw that stuff away. Hold the city of Chicago accountable for what it is that they are responsible for. Where is the money to rebuild the community out there? You can't just put your money over there on Bridgeport and all of the white neighborhoods on the south side of Chicago, the Irish neighborhoods, but then you not giving no resources back to these other neighborhoods and stuff like that. I mean, Trump had to try to send in federal resources and stuff like that to combat the crime out there. Stop. Flapper Frost still hanging around, acting like he knows. FYI, R. Kelly's not innocent. He's not innocent. Dude, he was convicted. Like, dude, you say I never believed he was innocent, dude. You must believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. You crazy. You want to argue with me, but are you calling CNN? Or you calling Fox News? Or you calling Chicago Sun-Times? Because they reported the same thing I reported. That's where I got my information from. But Sylvia's back. You can talk, you can flow again, Sylvia.
No, I was just waiting for you to give them the answer to these people.
Come on, man. These folks are crazy. They crazy as hell.
My question, Morano, how do you say your name? Naranio? I don't know how to say
Somebody
it.
with a fake screen name.
That's a fake name? Okay. All right. You said fraud and flip-flop. I don't understand. What are you talking about? Flip-flop fraud. Please explain to me what that means.
He never believed R. Kelly was innocent. He is an imposter. Get him out. Yeah, I mean, that stuff don't bother me. Trent, you a trader, now you want to come back to be relevant. It's all good. I see the flip.
I don't get it. Where did you trade? Where are you a trader at? I don't understand.
I mean, here's the thing.
I don't understand. They're gonna have to explain it to me. I don't understand.
Like, they hold bloggers more responsible than the people in the industry. He did songs with all of these artists. These artists never came out and said he was innocent. So why is it that, hey, you wrote Maxwell's biggest song. Maxwell ain't never say nothing. You wrote so many artists' biggest song, they ain't never say nothing. No musician has come out and said he was innocent. And they know the man personally. They can prove that they have worked with him, but I'm supposed to say that? Why?
So, okay. D says flip-flop is someone who was full support but now fully against. Are you fully against, Robert?
I'm not against the man. Like, where is this coming from? Nobody is against him, man. Like, he has been convicted. He's been convicted. He's been convicted. It don't matter. There has been 24 jurors in 2 federal jurisdictions, who have said guilty. I mean, come on. And if you're not looking at the case in its totality, then you will follow people like Sharon Wimbush, who's saying he is 100% innocent. Call the mayor, call your husband, call your wife, you call your Peaches, tell them that he's innocent, and they'll send you off. Like, if some more of you folks realize he had some indiscretions, we could have put a team together and actually served more of a purpose. This dude went through a whole corona pandemic where he could have got out of jail, and we let the whole corona pandemic slip by because of infighting and the fact that folks could not get on one page and folks refused to look at the case for what it was. When he go to court, they gonna realize Lisa Van Allen lying, and he gonna walk for this. Okay.
My question to these people is, the state of the law says that he's been convicted, and so he's no longer qualified as innocent because he has been proven guilty, right? So do you feel that, I'm talking to the ones in the chat, do you feel that he's totally sin free? Has no transgression at all? Do you feel Mr. Kelly is sin free and has no transgression? Said nobody is. Okay. Now I'm asking about Mr. Kelly. This is all I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm asking you, do you feel he is, this is Mr. Kelly, we're not talking about nobody. We're talking about Mr. Kelly. Do you feel he is sin free and has no transgression? Yes or no? We're not talking about nobody else. We're talking about Mr. Kelly. Do you believe he's sin free, has no transgression?
And you know what, Sylvia? One of the things that I always have noticed, and I'm just gonna be 100% honest and transparent about this, is that in the earlier days of my advocacy on this sector of the YouTube streets, it seemed like we were coming on every day trying to find another argument about why these events were false. And we did not, and over time I started to realize, look, every day the government finds a new motion with more evidence and more data, and every day we have to come up with a bunch of arguments that where we reaching far out here to try to disprove this, when I think it's Murphy's law. It's some type of law that says the simplest thing applies. So, you know, if we have to go 100 miles out in far left field to try to explain the innocence, then it's likely that this stuff, that he's not innocent. You know, that's just, you know, deductive reasoning.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand a lot of it, what everybody is saying. I understand about the way the government played it and how they came around. That's the part that I agree with you guys on, right? But there is some things that Mr. Kelly could have prevented himself to not be in this position that he is in. Okay, number one, if you're going to do something, you don't record it and then have it available for somebody to use it against you.
Do I feel like he deserves life? Listen.
No, I don't. I got you. You gotta.
Before they popularized a new term, when in like 2014, 2015, 2016, called human trafficking, right? That's what the movie Taken with Liam Neeson was about. They came up with this term human trafficking. You know, it just used to be prostitution, right? But now it's human trafficking. Mm-hmm. And you notice after they shut down Backpage, then they start breaking up all of these sex rings all across the country. And they call them a sex ring because it's a bunch of different people on the ring. Well, they gave this man what is the equivalent of 50 years in prison, even though they let it run concurrently, 51 years. I'm sorry. They gave him 51 years. And in the ring or in a RICO, it's only one person in there that got all this 50 years. Like if they would have really broke up the ring, they could have got this person and that person and that person and that person. Get all 10 people who are part of the ring and give them 5 years apiece, or, you know, break this stuff up. But one person is solely responsible. Like, this nigga is the David Copperfield of raping young bitches, according to the government. Like, this don't make sense. How is like they try to say that this man sold 80 million records, 80 million records, while having sex, while also being the Harry Houdini of child molestation and child pornography. Like, come on, man. His career, what the New York case says is that his career existed to traffic young girls. Like, he didn't record no music, right? He didn't put no effort into his music. His music don't even exist. The fact that he went platinum, and it's hard as hell to go platinum when he went platinum, he was going platinum all the time, just completely remove that out of the lexicon, remove that out of the psyche. All that this man did was just recruit young women to have sex. And a lot of the time, when you read through the case, these women all pursued this man. You feel me? He took the bait. Don't get me wrong. He took the bait, but they pursued him. So he did some things wrong, but he has to come to the point in his life, in his journey, where he's able to tell his side of the story truthfully. And to this day, he has not been truthful. He says some things, but you can't tell half of the story. And that's what ultimately screwed him up in the end, is because he told half of the story. Think of how different he would have been, because I know that the people out there who's listening to this and who listens to all other channels, I know that they really care about R. Kelly, because even after the conviction, these folks are still here. So it's safe to say a lot of y'all would have been here regardless. Y'all would have been riding regardless, because y'all still here now. If this man would have told y'all, if he would have just came out publicly and said, hey, some of this shit they got me on, but this is a bullshit. Look, this is a bullshit. I did this, and this, but this I don't know nothing about.
Okay.
And that's it.
I said, Sylvia, I'm not mad at you for wanting to have these people on your channel, but this guy believes Kells is guilty. I'm telling you. He hasn't told any story because he hasn't spoke to anyone. Okay. I think my position, because somebody asked me, what do I feel? What do I think? Okay. My position is totally different because I'm coming from a different angle than Trent. I'm coming from the angle of Mr. Kelly's mindset because I've actually met him and I had conversation with him and things like that. And he reminded me of a couple of my my client, very childlike, meaning very youthful. Even though I'm younger than him, he seems like he was younger than me. And I agree with the doctor's assessment as far as his mindset of he's young. He's very young. And he relates to younger women, and that's because of where he is in his mindset. So I cannot say that his mental capacity that's I'm trying to find a way to say for you guys to understand where I'm at, what I'm saying. Because of his intellectual abilities, he's a super genius in his craft. But as far as socially and there were people around him who knew that he had some limitations as far as his mental capacity of, adulthood. His mindset is he's younger. And to me, because I know those individuals are protected by law, no one fought for his protection in the law because he should have had a guardianship. And this is what I'm saying. And I think a lot of people took advantage of him where he is, and no one really brought that out, even though they have it in the mitigation report and things like that. But that's the after fact, and no one really addressed that in the case itself, because it's not a one-fit-all type of situation for him. They didn't treat him as an individual based on his mindset. And so I totally disagree with them finding him guilty, because they didn't serve him. They didn't bring his case as someone with a young mindset. So I believe it would be totally, totally, totally different had they brought out where he was as far as his mental capacity. Yes, he's a genius. Yes, he was super rich, but they didn't treat him as Robert, the person that the mitigation report brought out. So that's why I'm totally different from where Trent is. Because my conversation with him, being in his presence and having, I felt there was something, because I've worked with individuals who have that, I'm not gonna say disability, the limitation. I'm gonna just use the word limitation. And so that's totally where I am at. And I'm coming from more of a nurturing side of it all. And I cannot just say blanket he's guilty or he's this. But to me, a person that knowingly know that they're doing wrong would have never taken the camera and depicted all of the action that was going on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not there with everybody else. I see him as an individual and his mindset, where he is and his capability and what he understands things as. And you have to address it based on where he's at, not what you call the common world, the see average people. You know what I'm saying? He's different. And that's why I had said in Lady D's channel that he needed therapy because of trauma. Because at a certain point in his life where he had that trauma, he stuck there. He stuck at that, whatever age it was, where he had that traumatic thing that happened in his life. He's stuck there. He hasn't moved forward from there. And that's probably where the mindset is. And his comprehension is not what the law is saying. You get what I mean? And he should have been protected. Somebody should have brought that out, and no one did. And that's why I felt that they did a disservice for him. Even back in 2008, his mindset was already there. That's why his mother protected him the way she protected him, because he was that child of hers that needed that protection. So that's where I'm at.
I mean, I can feel where you coming from. When I'm speaking strictly from the literal sense of things. But I do feel like that there is that additional context to it, though, Sylvia, where with this case, as I stated, they went and kind of really put things on him from 30 years ago. And I feel that you know what I'm saying? The human body, every cell in the human body completely changes over every 7 years. And so this person is 4 times removed. By the time that they catch up with him, he's 4 times removed from being a person who actually did this stuff. You know, even with some of that stuff with Haley and stuff like that, these were grown women who were consenting adults. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand it at all.
And you know what, Trent? A lot of them was teaching him certain things.
See,
You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I believe. Well, I know how the game goes, though. Is that he is essentially a John, a trick. Like they were coming to him.
Exactly.
He like, all right, shit, you gonna offer? I'll take it. But he's the one who's in trouble for, for like, hey.
But you know why? Because his status, his money, it's all been about his money. Money.
You know, and they using it for political advancement.
Managed as well.
Like, I mean, the John Ross guy or whatever his name is, he resigned right after the case. The person who initially bought this case from the Homeland Security, they resigned. Those folks, they got promoted. They saying they resigned, but they got promoted. And they took the big win. They got these big wins, and they did not even their case was so fragile and it's so weak that the point that has to be stressed is the fact that they went in and froze all of his assets, so he couldn't properly mount a defense. But beyond just freezing his assets, I mean, like they use the power of the prosecutor's office to they use the powers of the prosecutor's office to basically get an indictment where he's in jail for being a danger to the community. But how are you a danger to the community for acts of 30 years ago? And the only acts that are relevant to the case come from adult women who were residing with this man under their own free will when the grand jury chose to bring the case forward. So those are the things that doesn't make sense. But it's so much meat on the bone here to really start talking about things that are actually problematic in the case, that to me, you make a mockery of your case by talking about Tasha K, because that shit is just so irrelevant to the grand scale of things that you know what I'm saying, you missing an opportunity, especially when you trying to go up for an appeal. When you get somebody ear and attention, you got to give them something palatable for them to go back and assimilate on later at a later point. And that's my whole angle to this is talk about some of this meat. Talk about the larger part of this case, instead of just these trivial non sequiturs. He can't discuss anything in his appeal. Why can't he not? Why can't he? Why can't he? If he went and said that they said that I'm a flight risk, when the lion's share with 95% of the government's case occurring in the late 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s, I didn't recommend Candy. I don't know who said that, but the lion's share of his case have pretty much is from the late 90s, early 2000s. But they still have him locked up as a danger to society, with somebody that's on the verge of becoming a senior citizen with diabetes. Like that's comical. It's comical. He should have been granted bail.
Yeah, he should have.
Been granted bail. And then not only to speak about it, but during the pandemic, they didn't even let his lawyers come. They didn't allow him to talk to his lawyers in jail.
Yeah.
They shut him up. They locked him up in the MCC. Didn't even allow him to communicate with his lawyer except by phone call. So when you have the right to a legal counsel and you got a right to a fair and speedy trial, how's the trial fair when the government has the power and the resources of the United States Attorney General, or I'm sorry, the United States Attorney's Office, where they working around the clock? They got the FBI going in and doing raids to uncover devices, but you're locked away in jail, and they saying that you could talk on the phone to your attorney and it's not recorded. But how can we trust that?
Yeah.
How can we trust that? And so, that's I believe it's either your Fifth or your Sixth Amendment that gives you the right to a fair trial by a jury of your peers.
That Sixth Amendment. Yep, Sixth Amendment.
Yeah, so how was that fair?
Yep.
How is that fair? You had a right to an unbiased jury. So when you have a judge that has served a career as a sex crimes prosecutor, how is it that you are being treated fairly when your attorneys are putting in motions and the motions are being denied, but everything that the government is putting in is passing through? Like, the government did not have a rock solid case. They didn't have a rock solid case.
Yeah.
And different things and different elements of the case. There is public information that you can pull up on the internet that completely contradicts a lot of the things that's in the government's case. It says that he enticed Faith Rogers with drugs and marijuana, but Faith Rogers has she got charges on the books out there in Broward County or whatever county that is out in San Antonio, where in 2015 she had marijuana charges. So how is he enticing her with marijuana when she was already a weed smoker?
Wow.
Well, like, come on.
Well, I'm about to take my butt to bed because I got to take this flight in the morning. But it's been wonderful talking to you, Trent. Guys, so Trent, do you believe he has a great chance for his appeal?
It's a 50-50 chance. You have to see how Bonjean attacks that. You got to see how she attacks it. It's a 50-50 chance.
Wait a minute. 50-50 chance doesn't tell me anything. So you playing it safe, aren't you?
No, I mean, because it's on his appeal, the thing, it is so many other factors that come into play. And so you can't just say yes, you can't say no, because you have not seen the case yet. Like, I know that Bonjean put in, I think it's an 8-page thing, but y'all know I don't be reading that stuff no more. Sylvia, by the time I get off from work or get off from hustling stuff, you and Dottie, y'all be done read it already. So I'll be like, look, man, these people, they gonna be, they all motioned out. Shit, I ain't finna go and read that stuff no more. You feel me? I ain't finna go and do that. Nah. So once I let me stew on that, and let me see what Bon Jean comes up and what angle she's using to attack the conviction.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I would have to see, we have to see. Because, I mean, that was a long time ago. It's been a long time since I read that motion, or I'm sorry, read that case. I got an idea of what he was convicted of, but I got to see how it all comes together, or I got to refresh myself on how that case is put together.
Yeah.
But look, I ain't gonna hold you all night.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I get on that plane in the morning. Good night, everybody. Gotta go. I'll be in a cold spot. How cold is it? Oh, he left before I could even say how cold it is. Well, guys, good night. Good night, guys. Leona, you gotta give people a chance, guys. I can't just be. It's not. Nothing is just black and white. There is some gray areas and things. Okay, I just can't be just so like throw a person just to the curb just because they may have some disagreement with you in a certain way that they think. You got to give people a chance. God give us all free will to think and do whatever that we feel right in our own eyes. So so you can't just, and I mean, I don't know his reason for believing what he believed, but you gotta let him stand in his own truth or his own conviction or whatever it is, So you just gotta I just believe everybody should be given a chance, everybody, and everybody should be given forgiveness, and that's with all. And none of us, not one of us is perfect. Not one of us. Every single one of us has our own sinful ways, and some people just more seen than others. Some people's theirs is very secretive, and so my thing is for us to walk in love. Walk in love. Always walk in love. Never hate. Never hate. Just walk in love. And ask God to help you to understand what the other person sees. Because all of us walk on this earth with our own personal experience. And that's how we make decision about certain things, crimes or whatever, is based on your own personal experience. If you had somebody to rob you and somebody never have been robbed, the person that has been robbed is going to see a criminal totally different from someone who hasn't been robbed. You get what I'm saying? Thank you, Sybil. You get what I'm saying by that? Walk in love. Always walk in love. And I know we all make mistakes. We all feel a certain kind of way when people do something to you. Walk in forgiveness, because we're only on this earth for one time. One time only. So let's make it the best. Okay? I'm going to bed now. I'm sleepy and I'm starting to talk delirious. You guys have a good night. Thanks, Sybil.